Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this evening as we get set up to, of course, see the Edmonton Oilers hopefully beat the St. Louis Blues and get back to a two-gamer on the calendar. You know, last time, of course, the Oilers won some games in a row. They went on an 8-game and 16-game winning streak, and we're going to see tonight if the Edmonton Oilers decide to go out there, make it 2 in a row, and then possibly give us something to go chase down once more. Obviously, that 8-gamer got us right back in the conversation. The 16-gamer got us into 3rd in the Pacific and in a pretty cushy spot so long as we maintain about a .600 win percentage the rest of the way home this season. So, friends, welcome aboard. We are just getting fired up for what will be a great little live stream tonight. That much I am for sure, as the Edmonton Oilers play the St. Louis Blues at 6 p.m. tonight. You know, a nice, light, easy start. What, we should be finishing up about... well, what would that be? About 9 o'clock tonight, so it'll be an early bedtime one feels, or maybe one of those nights where you're actually able to achieve something post-game if you don't go to bed as early as I do most nights. Friends, good to have you along this evening. Obviously, we are going to see the Oilers get underway at 6, like I said, so we got about 12 minutes to go until we see the Oilers take to our screens on Sportsnet, so we still got a little ways to go, obviously, and of course, too, for us to be able to gauge how the live stream is going to get up and underway this evening. So with that, we'll go to the chat here. Friends already taken off there this evening. Well, Christine, Toast Goal C, and Peter, JW as well, and Aaron, everybody welcome in. Glad to have you aboard this, well, I guess what it is, still early evening this afternoon. I guess we're not into the night yet. Normally we start games at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock out here in Western Canada, but tonight one of those Midwest games that they talk about every few years as being one of those kind of games that's just perfect on the calendar. And I think tonight on Thursday, after what has been a long work week in which I've already forgot what week, what day, what year it is, it feels like, well, we get an early start, come home, actually still have time to kind of chow something down, get some water in you, obviously get set up for a hockey game, so that's not a bad go at all. So we are just about ready to get things going here for the Oilers and Blues tonight. Like I said, we got a 6 p.m. puck drop. I'm just geared up for that. Actually, that's probably my favorite thing about tonight, is that it is indeed a 6 p.m. puck drop. As we continue along awake, everybody is seeming to be excited for this one. You like to see that. Obviously, the Oilers rolling hot after that last game against the Detroit Red Wings, an 8-4 scram-daddling of the Detroit Red Wings in that third period. Hopefully the Oilers offense wants to do that here in the first period tonight instead of making it interesting late like they did against Detroit, but obviously the power play and the penalty kill are going to have to be on par as compared to where they've been the past 2 games against LA and Detroit. Obviously the power play didn't even get a chance, so we won't worry about that too much at all. Bill, you're behind the bench in Edmonton, 3 rows. Well, good luck tonight. Hope you enjoy it. Obviously, warm-ups, I guess, behind the Oilers bench. Sorry. They're in St. Louis tonight. I confused myself. I'm like, wait, if you're behind the Oilers bench, you're at Rogers Place. Never mind. That still works out, right? Still works out. So here we go, friends. We're ready for this one. Like I said, I've pretty much forgotten what year it is, the way this work week's gone. Just how busy and how quick it seems to be flying by. So that's my apologies there. But as we continue to go as well, let's go and welcome in. And yeah, you know what? Right now we are just waiting for this hockey game to obviously get underway this evening. For the Blues, I think it's a bigger game than it is for us. But for us, they're in the wild card chase too. So we got to beat them. 2 points is 2 points. As much as I'd like to go out there, start streaking, I think we need to obviously just take care of the 2 points tonight, similar to what we did against Detroit. Again, teams that are in the playoffs, we got to beat them every single time, I think, down the stretch here to kind of quiet the doubters and, of course, instill that confidence in our game the rest of the way home. Jeff, good evening to you as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what should be a good finish up tonight. Obviously, I think for the Oilers, we're in for a good ride this evening simply because it's another caliber of opponent that will keep you honest, right? The St. Louis Blues aren't necessarily going to roll over and beat you 8-1 if you have a semi-off game, but again, the Blues are a team that will beat you if you're the least bit off overall. So for us tonight, limit the man against chances, and hopefully see the Oilers play some good defense here tonight, because that would be fantastic if we could go out there and obviously just clamp down, play a good clean style in our own half of ice, because those odd man chances don't start at the blue line, but just clamp down, play good hockey, and hopefully flatten it all out and get the job done. You know, I think you're asking for score predictions. This is one of those games that could easily be 4-2, 5-2, 5-3 kind of deal. Tonight would be definitely a night I'm looking for the Oilers to clamp down and allow 2 or less goals. But again, we'll see what happens. I'm not too worried right now, as long as we're keeping it under 4 a game and we're winning hockey games by 2 or 3 goals per game. I'm going to be pretty happy camper. So let's see what happens here. As yeah, we're just rolling along here, friends, starting to get things fired up. Obviously, we know of that 10-hour goal to hit before the puck drop. I think tonight, no problem with that. I think overall, the live streams are kind of doing exactly what they did at the end of the year last year, starting to peak up. So thank you again for all of you that tune in, especially early on and throughout the live stream. Thank you for being aboard. If I can mention one thing, if you haven't hit that like button yet, make sure to do that, because that's just one of those things that obviously we are very well versed in. For those of us that do it early and often, the like button helps get folks in here later on in the evening, so definitely would appreciate that. But as we go to Peter's comment, what will Connor McDavid do for an encore? That's the thing. I hope back check number 1 and then decide to score a hat trick maybe. I don't know. Hat trick would be decent from Connor tonight. I think that we could all work with that. That's for sure. And Jack, good evening to you as well, as we are obviously now within 5 minutes of the broadcast, flipping over to the Edmonton Oilers broadcast on Sportsnet and getting things fired up for what should be a good hockey game tonight against the St. Louis Blues. I think for the Oilers too tonight, I haven't really read much other than Sam Gagner is out of the lineup, so keep that in mind. Sam Gagner not in, and Stuart Skinner does start in net for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. The Oilers late on announcing that, but have announced it now, so he will be the guy that gets the start for the Edmonton Oilers this evening, and of course to try and take down the St. Louis Blues. So we'll see obviously what he has in store for us, and I'm going to be excited to see if the Oilers can kind of reward one Stuart Skinner for stick with it start against Detroit and try and help them win this hockey game tonight. So we're rolling along this evening, friends. Trying to just save the breath. It's been, like I said, a wild week, which just seems like it's never going to end, but also it's this close to ending tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited to get to work tomorrow. We've made some good changes, I'd say, and obviously excited to see that in action tomorrow with a big day to close out the week, as I think it's going to be interesting, number 1, to see just how quick I get over there on a Friday afternoon. Got some plans tomorrow night that I'm excited for, and yeah, you know what, it's a good time of year. Obviously we're getting in, like I said earlier, getting into that point of year where we're starting to talk about minor hockey playoffs. We're starting to talk about Hockey Alberta Provincials, and I will once again remind you, friends, that there will be lots of promotion. This year we're live streaming exclusively over on Cold Lake Ice TV up in Cold Lake for the tournament that I will be involved in during Easter weekends. So again, for those of you that still have that Cold Lake Ice TV subscription here on Dolynny TV or here on YouTube, I would encourage you to check it out when we go live over there during the weekend. Patrick and I will be over there calling games. We've got 3 broadcasters, 3 guys that can all do play-by-play, color, whatever needs be, camera if needed. So I'm excited to see that in action for the second year in a row having Patrick up there, and obviously 3rd year in a row for me doing it. So excited to see where that takes us, and obviously then it is the playoff grind, right? Runs here into April. It was kind of that time last year up in Cold Lake. Patrick and I and Gillis TV got the opportunity to sit back at BP's in Cold Lake, as Gillis and I did years ago, and watch the Oilers do some important things in terms of hockey, and that was last year, watching them clinch a playoff spot against, of course, LA and Anaheim, the back-to-back shutouts that allowed us to get obviously where we ended up getting to the second round against Vegas. So excited to do that, song and dance all over again, my friends. I'm seeing the comments coming in here about scores across the NHL and scores, of course, too, for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I think, like I said, I believe tonight's a big offense night for the Oilers. Not saying the Oilers are going to necessarily score 8 again, but 4 or 5 goals seems like something that they would normally do following an 8-goal game, or else completely quiet. But I'm at least hoping for the best tonight and waiting to see if the Oilers can push us to a second straight victory, and one that would give us a 32-17-1 record. So you talk about it, the Oilers down the stretch needing about 13-14 wins, technically speaking, to wrap up a playoff spot. You look at this, I know we made lots about the cut line in the NHL's Western Conference this year being 95 points. If you do the math on the St. Louis Blues, especially if we beat them, the LA Kings, especially if they lose another game or two here in a row, it really comes down to the cut line is going to be about 92, 93 points, and the Oilers at 63 points in 49 games. Realistically, right at that, need 30 points, so 15 wins or some kind of combination of 30 points remaining to make a playoff spot. I'm excited to see where that goes. So see what happens here, but yeah, we'll obviously tune in and watch the Oilers do it for 3 periods of hockey tonight. Hopefully that's all. Overtime, kind of like to get out of this one nice and early tonight. No shootout, no extended shootout for sure, but you never know what the Edmonton Oilers have in store for you on a Thursday night, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Monday night, Sunday night, Saturday night, Friday night, Thursday night, Wednesday night. You know where I'm going. Any night of the week, you never know what the Edmonton Oilers are going to do on our television sets, and I'm excited to see that. And obviously, next Friday, returning home to Rogers Place, me for the year 2024, going to sit 3 rows off the glass on the Minnesota bench. Don't ask me how I got those tickets. It's kind of a complicated situation that just happened, but for me, I will take that and be glad to be back in the fancy seats at Rogers Place. Excited to see the Oilers hopefully beat the Wild. And of course, got 2 buddies that are pretty diehard Wild fans. So excited to see if the Oilers can produce a result on a Friday night at Rogers Place. And of course, do that old song and dance that I normally do in Edmonton when I get up there. It's a pretty good routine at this point and pretty quick turnaround last time out. So looking forward to making a little bit more out of my visit this time round. So friends, we've hit the 103 view mark here on the stream. Of course, last live stream out, we had about 4,500 when all was said and done. I'll give you an idea here, as I know you guys are just pretty much chatting amongst yourselves right now. Pretty much give you an idea here how this played out last live stream out. Well, let's see here, 4,046 views. We had 229 folks aboard at one point in the stream last time out, and 369 hours for an average view duration of 5 minutes and 28 seconds. So we're going to see what happens here. And Jack, of course, right? I tell you, it's a complicated procedure on how I got those seats. And basically, to explain it the easiest way possible, one of my relatives was able to secure some seats that aren't necessarily always available. And just luck of the draw on that one, basically. And now we're watching the Oilers broadcast flip live on our television sets. But yeah, it's just one of those situations where you ask a simple question and it leads to gold. And that's pretty much exactly how I'm going to be able to sit behind the Minnesota bench. I'll explain more on that, all about this, once I understand the full situation. Like I said, I just got told, I asked a question, I got a yes, that's all I know. So we're good to go there. But we're watching Connor McDavid highlights in that game against Detroit. It's pretty crazy that the Oilers score 8 goals and the only highlights Sportsnet shows is Connor McDavid. So again, I mean, the stereotypes about the Oilers aside, an 8-goal game shouldn't all be Connor McDavid, but somehow it very much so was. So here we go. As we'll go into the broadcast, friends. Oilers Blues, 6 p.m. puck drop here, so about 6:05. We'll see things get up and underway for our Edmonton Oilers tonight. Let me just go get everything closed up here down here, because I'm sure if I don't take care of business by closing that door, everybody's going to be making ruckus across the house, the cats, everybody. You know how it goes. But friends, good evening to you, everybody tuning in this evening. Glad to have you aboard. We haven't really missed too many people. Steve, Jim, missed you earlier on, and of course Daniel, David, and who else we got? Art and Smurfy. Good evening and welcome aboard as we are just about set up to get things going from, I don't even know what the name of the building in St. Louis is anymore, but local Airdrie kid, Jake Neighbors, will suit up for the Blues, I'm pretty sure, so I'm excited to watch him and obviously see what impact he has on the game on the net front, on the power play for the St. Louis Blues, because, you know, I mean, Jake Neighbors has been placed there in place of somebody. That's something I was reading today, but a little green for Connor McDavid's, or Dylan Holloway, sorry. 74th NHL game tonight, 3 goals in his last 10 games for Holloway. He's been on what you could call a little mini heater here the past little bit since returning from injury for a depth guy, considering it's the Oilers. A couple of considerations to take into effect there, but yes, the Edmonton Oilers are seeing Dylan Holloway heat up, and it's good news for us. He will start in the top 6 tonight alongside Kane and Draisaitl, so that's exciting to see what Mr. Dylan Holloway can do for us in the top 6. We're watching some commercials right now, and we're about to kick off the play-by-play here shortly, friends. Like I'm saying, welcome aboard if you're just tuning in. We're at 13 likes on the stream right now, so if you haven't already hit that like button, make sure to do that. Let's get that going early and often tonight, because we are going to obviously hopefully have a good hockey game and hopefully get lots of people aboard. I know 229 last game out. I'm sure we could probably get that a little higher now, knowing that we continue to win and continue to get down into the late part of the season. I think, what was it, that Boston Bruins stream last year, or the Toronto Maple Leafs stream, we had over 550 folks tuning in from across the world. So excited to see where things lead us this season. So let's see where this all goes. But Jack, that's a package that actually, at the end of the day, might be worth it for the Oilers if they ever had to trade Connor McDavid. But again, we'll see where that goes. I mean, Buffalo's building a good contender. They just have to figure out what the problem is. I don't know if it's defense. I don't know if it's toughness. I don't know if it's goaltending. I don't know what the issue in Buffalo is, realistically speaking. Don't get them watch them enough, but they just don't seem to take winning seriously enough to get into the playoffs. They're on the longest route in the NHL, and they'd like to obviously change that here soon. So we got Chris Cowling with a chance to win $1 million should any Edmonton Oilers goal scorer score 5 goals this hockey game in what would be a performance of a lifetime like Connor McDavid had in the 6-assist game. We've got O Canada currently being played here at wherever this is in St. Louis. To be honest with you, I still haven't figured out the building name, but the anthem singer out to get things rocking and rolling here tonight. Scott Kennebec, the anthem singer for the St. Louis Blues. As we get things rolling, friends, we're moments away from NHL action getting underway between the Oilers and Blues. Of course, Connor Brown, Derek Ryan, Morton Fogel, Dylan Holloway, Ryan McLeod, all on the bench right now. Helmets on the side boards as Connor McDavid takes to the ice for the Oilers. And we are ready to get this game underway. As Ace, good evening to you as well. I seem to have missed you a moment ago, but Enterprise Center. All right, it's the Enterprise Center. I was going to say Prudential Center, but that's New Jersey. I couldn't think of why I thought Prudential, but that would be New Jersey, so that solves that problem, friends. O Canada just finishing up here at the Enterprise Center, and then we will be up and underway for the American Anthem, and then, of course, the Edmonton Oilers hockey game getting underway for us this evening. And just to give you an idea here, we'll go double check the old watch time here right now to see if we've hit the goals as far as we go. 8.65 hours here on the stream to begin things out, so we're a little lagging behind the normal averages for the pregame, but that's a-okay. We'll be fine and dandy, friends. No concern. Obviously, if we just hit 370 hours last stream out, we are good to go for 250 tonight. Don't you worry about that. So we've got the anthem continuing to rock here at Enterprise Center, and then we will be doing the little shenanigans there pregame, and we'll be ready to go for this hockey game this evening. I'm itching, right? I mean, 6 o'clock start, pretty much all I have time for is get home, get some food in me, get a water bottle poured, get a stream set up, and get live. So I'm itching to go, obviously, because this is just kind of taking up my time at this point, all this theatrical stuff beforehand. But again, I'm not going to complain. Obviously, I'm a big sucker for the anthems, especially come playoff time, and excited to see where these Blues and Oilers go with things this evening. So things just about wrapped up here for the anthem, and then we'll get to the play-by-play, and we'll get things going against the Blues for what should be a good hockey game tonight. Friends, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, see, we've just peaked over 60 of you currently live, so we're on for a good one tonight, in store for a good one, I guess you could say, to actually say that properly. The Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri, as we get set up for obviously what is a big game in Missouri following what was a big game on Sunday for Missouri, the Super Bowl way back when already. So here we go, friends. Stuart Skinner, 24, 11 and 1, 249 goals against average, 909 save percentage on the season. He will be opposed by none other than Jordan Binnington, 18, 14 and 2, 290, 909 on the season for Jordan Binnington. So there you go. We are just about set up for hockey this evening, friends. The Edmonton Oilers, the St. Louis Blues, ready to drop the puck here. And then that one will get underway. So Connor McDavid draws in for the face-off dot here. I don't know who he's facing. That's the only question. I'm trying to figure that out. Jordan Kyrou on the ice for the Blues, and we've got a face-off at center ice ready to get up and underway. Blues win it back, and they're going to go try to look D to D to get things started. Instead, right up through the middle of the ice, Stuart Skinner out to calm down the puck. And the Edmonton Oilers immediately to the attack, trying to play it right up through the middle. That will come all the way down to Binnington, far side corner. He rims along the boards. The Oilers miss the hop, and here's McDavid in behind the net. He's looking to make a play, can't seem to do it. Parayko break out of the zone, 2-on-2 the other way. The Blues bobble the puck across center ice, and this one will come down low along the end wall, far side boards. Buchnevich back to the point. The shot's loading. That's not going to come now. It gets drifted down to Skinner, cut off by the Oilers defense, lifted up and down to Binnington, and an icing call right there for the Edmonton Oilers. A puck that Connor McDavid just wasn't going to win the battle to. That young fan in behind the Oilers bench looking like he's ready to enjoy a good hockey game this evening. A young fan wearing the Connor McDavid jersey right in behind the Oilers bench on the broadcast, as McDavid will draw in against Braden Shen. Cody Ceci, Darnell Nurse obviously back together. So too are Brett Kulak and Vinny Desharnais. The shot rides up and over top of the glove of Stuart Skinner. We're still without a shot to get things underway here. First minute of this hockey game. Nugent Hopkins looking for the puck. It's going to bounce off the stick of Skinner in behind the net. Bouchard up the far side boards, right into the neutral zone. Zach Hyman hauls it across the St. Louis blue line, gets it down to Binnington, and both teams, without much of a start here, are able to get to the first minute of the game without achieving much, as this will be now Draisaitl picking up in his own zone. He'll dance around a defender and then be immediately stopped. The puck's flipped back the other way. Shen fires in around Darnell Nurse. Back to retrieve it is Ceci. He takes a bump for the Troubles, then is able to move the puck. Nice play by the Oilers to escape the zone just last secondly, because it was getting dangerous there for a moment. And the Blues immediately regain the entry, as they will come off the defender for the Oilers in behind the net. Nice play by Draisaitl to disrupt, but the Blues able to retrieve that puck one more time. Draisaitl just burger flips it right back in front of the net. And now you got Kane and Holloway looking to make a play here, as Holloway's sent offside. Draisaitl's hauled down. He goes right crashing into the net, but is able to recover before taking the net off the moorings, and back the other way are the Blues. 4 Oilers back on the 3-man attack for the team wearing the full blue this evening. Oilers able to pull that one out of the pile, and here's Fogle flipping out into the middle of the ice. That will take some kind of hop and end up somewhere out of play in the Oilers bench with 17:51 to go in this first period of play. 7-2-0 in their last 9 games are the St. Louis Blues, who obviously have been looking for a turnaround in their season, and they appear to have gotten that here, obviously starting to get back into that wild card contention spot. And you got Torrey Krug out there leading the defense for the Blues. He's back at the high point as the Oilers look to make a quick, clean exit off the face-off win to the right of Stuart Skinner as here comes Fogle down the left side. Shot fired on. Perry's able to disrupt, kick it out of the glove of Binnington. Oilers unable to do much more with it, but a good hard drive to the net there by Corey Perry is able to free up the puck for a few moments, as this will be picked up again by Fogle, who all of a sudden, just moving the stick around there, creates two good chances for the Oilers to rush down the ice. One resulted in a good chance and the other didn't, as here's another play by Fogle to get McLeod across the line. He looks around, he spins off the defender down low to Fogle. Fogle tries to return the favor. McLeod's interfered with but knocks the stick out of the hands of the St. Louis player. Back to the blue line. Bouchard rips the shot. No goal, as Binnington's down in the crease. But Bouchard thinks he's scored. His glove tapping his teammates and saying, hey, that's going to count. 17:06 to go. It was Corey Perry in front. Glenn Gulletson on the bench looking that one over, trying to figure out if indeed that is a goal or not. And the Oilers create traffic. I mean, good chance there by Perry to free the puck up on the drive by Fogle. And this is right back to the point as Bouchard rips the shot. And it's Perry taken down in front, but Krug crashing him out of the crease. And you got to think that's going to end up counting as Krug pushes him in. Yeah, okay, that's got to count. But I guess there's, according to Peter, going to be no goal on this one. As Krug takes down Binnington. No goal. Face-off doesn't allow for us to get the 1-0 lead. So just like that, we're back underway. And the Edmonton Oilers' fourth line has to get to work here to try and out-hustle the Blues and maybe obviously get a chance on net here. But of course, Connor Brown can't handle the puck. Feel bad for the guy at this point that he keeps getting trotted out there to no results. Brown will look to make the play along the boards. It's instead Ekholm that keeps the line. He's working along the far side boards. Brown with a good little stick work, and that is now going to escape the zone. So this is going to come back now near side for Ekholm on the zone entry. He'll look to whistle the shot on net. It's blocked off the boots of a St. Louis player, and here's Janmark throwing a half hip check, just kind of letting the guy ride his back to keep possession of the puck down to Bouchard in behind Stuart Skinner. 16-12 to go in this first period of play. One shot on net for the Oilers. Obviously nothing of substance due to that non-call, as this one comes down to Binnington. He's going to fire it in front, just dribbled off the stick of an Oilers player who could have backhanded it if he would have been able to grab hold of it in Janmark, as that shot ripped by St. Louis. Now hustling back the other way is Zach Hyman. He comes out chasing it. Binnington was the first one to it. The Oilers have it at center ice on the clear, and this will be Jake Neighbors having his pocket pick there. And with 15:40 to go here in this first period of play, the Oilers are going to wind up the attack, play it back down to Ceci in the low zone in their own end. And now Darnell Nurse suddenly away from the play, up the ice with the puck into the St. Louis end. Zach Hyman looking to make that play, can't seem to do it. I'm stuck in second gear here, friends. The Oilers need to find a way to score a good goal here, as this one comes down near side boards. Picked up by the Blues, pushed back to the blue line. Oilers cut it off, does Nugent Hopkins. In flight is McDavid across the line, and offside in a pile and heap is Evander Kane and Connor McDavid, as both guys go down. 15:09 to go here in this first period, and the Oilers just starting decent. Obviously, I don't think it's near as bad of a start as it was against Detroit, or near as bad of a start as it was against LA. And that's a good little, pretty much hip check against Kapanen by Matthias Janmark, and Jake Neighbors gets a heck of a shot off, but Stuart Skinner able to fire it off the shoulder by the looks of that replay. 15:09 to go here in this first period of play. 1-0 the shots for the Oilers, so it's rolling along here so far. Daniel, welcome in as we get things back underway. The face-off ruled no good by that linesman doing the draw outside of the St. Louis zone, so we'll have the face-off with again one Evander Kane winning it back. The Oilers able to play it ahead. Leon Draisaitl just whipped that in backhand. Didn't expect that. Dylan Holloway throws a hit trying to make contact before picking up the puck. It allows the Oilers to scramble onto it. Holloway played it down low. That one didn't work out fully, and now Holloway chops this puck free in the neutral zone on the clear by the Blues. Back the other way, here's Kulak. He'll play it onto the tape of Holloway, who's looking to dance to the outside. He's been tripped up, and the Blues will touch it for an Edmonton Oilers power play. So there you go. The Oilers immediately keep moving their feet after that no call, and well, they get a power play out of it, so you like to see that. Dylan Holloway promoted to the top six this game, and immediately the first man to create some kind of action this evening, moving his feet, getting a power play. Yes, the Oilers have already scored a disallowed goal, but for us, we'll take it. That's no problemo. We'll enjoy that every day to get a power play nice and early in a hockey game. And not too early. Every welcome in as well, as we're getting things set up for what will be possibly shot number 2, 3, and 4 of the hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. The face-off down for the Oilers. They lose it to the Blues, but to the far side is Bouchard. Nice little slickly smooth skating there at the blue line to keep that one onside until it's cleared around the other side, the near side, down to Bouchard in behind Stuart Skinner. He's going to keep his feet moving, though. Now here comes Leon Draisaitl darting across the line. Nugent Hopkins looking to make this play. They're looking for McDavid as he was trying to get across the zone, and a bad play by Nuge to tail that puck off to Bouchard. And the Oilers are going to have to play it through the middle of the ice. Here's McDavid winding up across the zone. Here's Draisaitl. Far side wing, shot fired off the end boards. Now back to Nugent Hopkins. And again, the Blues just not giving the Oilers enough time and space to set up the attack. They're able to knock it over to the zone with $1:10 to go in this power play, as the Oilers will reset one more time in behind Stuart Skinner. Now on the ice is Evander Kane and obviously the second unit. So the Oilers really not at all impressed by that first shift from the top unit, while this second unit not doing much more. Corey Perry lost the pass in his skates. Blues to the outside. The shot save made by Skinner. Wraparound attempt right to the middle of the ice. The shot fired off the boots of Ekholm. And thankfully the Oilers able to come away with the puck. Perry with a nice chip around the defender. But again, the Blues quickly pick it up. And Perry standing on side looking to make this play. Instead it hops off of a player into the St. Louis bench. And it should be a face-off in the St. Louis zone. 13-16 to go here in this first period of play. And this is starting to look tough for the Oilers, as that's this power play. I thought it was going to lose momentum. Well, it's lost a lot of momentum here so far. As Magic, good evening to you as well. And you just see this chance here for the Oilers as it comes across the line. The shot save made, and Stuart Skinner thankfully equal to the task as this one comes off the end wall in the Oilers zone. Played back down low to Matthias Ekholm. 28 seconds to work with for the top line here, or second line. Power play as Evander Kane's across the line. He's going to dribble the puck off his stick, trying to hit Matthias Ekholm, who's complaining to the ref for another call. Not that the Oilers power play is going to do anything of substance. And this one was a pretty big waste of time and a big momentum swing for the St. Louis Blues here. 5 seconds to go here in this power play as it's across the line to Kulak. The shot fired glove hand save for Jordan Binnington. We'll have a stoppage in play with 12:38 to go in this first period of play. Pretty tough start so far for the Oilers. Now, given how that power play just went, we'll have a commercial break with 12:38 to go in the first. So, yeah, that was a disappointing power play to say the least. I can definitely attest to that. It wasn't a real fun one to watch, but Trask, welcome in as well as we're getting things just set up here for the start of the hockey game. Realistically, we're 7 minutes in, so not too much to really sit here and analyze so far. Obviously, that Oilers power play didn't give us much to analyze, and obviously, too, the Oilers did score a goal that wasn't allowed, so unfortunately, you can't really do much with that here so far to start this hockey game, friends. But for the Oilers as well, just to say we're just underway, right? We're just getting our feet wet in this hockey game. We should be able to do a little bit more as this game goes along. Sheldon, good evening to you, as I'm just going to quickly throw this out here, friends. Commercial break, see if that button is working, and it is, so we are good to go. Again, I'll keep those to a limit of 1 per period and intermission, so we're done until at least sometime in the second period at that point, if you're still tuning along with me. But the Edmonton Oilers obviously right now needing to go out there and take hold of this hockey game. It'd be fantastic to see them definitely gear up a little bit more here tonight, as it's been tough to start. The goal was disallowed for contact, I think, on the goaltender by Corey Perry, incidental contact, which knocked Jordan Binnington down to the ground. Again, whatever you want to say, I think it was Krug that pushed him in, but I guess, right, disallowed goal right off the hop, and the Oilers didn't quite give up right away, so Not necessarily blaming that for why we are where we are, but it is Dylan Holloway and the Edmonton Oilers that were high flying against the Detroit Red Wings in an 8-goal effort. That's going to help the start. But you look at this here, most even strength assists in a game. Babe Pratt, Don Grosso, Patrick Sundstrom, and somebody else that I missed there from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And now a terrible pass by Bouchard at the blue line. He's trying to recover. He will, enough to keep the shot to the outside, and a pad save for Stuart Skinner and the Oilers. A chance back the other way, 2-on-1, loading up Bouchard, and Connor McDavid had too much time to think about getting his 7th assist in 2 games, and the St. Louis Blues thankfully ice it back the other way. But the Oilers definitely causing themselves problems here early in this game, being outshot 3-2 just about 8 minutes in, so they got to definitely pick things up as this game goes along. But Stuart Skinner sees that one go to the outside on the nice pad save, and then too much time to think, and Parayko ends up just missing the puck and icing it down the length of the ice. So thankfully for us, it's not going to cost us. As Evander Kane in to take the face-off, Dylan Holloway wins it back to Darnell Nurse across to Cody Ceci, who broke his goalless drought and scored last game out against Detroit. It was a weird one. Like I said, Dylan Holloway scored, and of course Cody Ceci scored, and the Oilers just bleed another chance there. Robert Thomas fires one up over top of the net. Chance right in front. 5 Oilers converge to clamp down on that one, and then it'll allow us to break back the other way. Kane in a battle for that puck. Draisaitl can't free it up going north. And this one will come back the other way for the St. Louis Blues as they play pitch and catch in their own zone here, setting things up. 11:42 to go in this first period of play. Puck across the blue line here for the Blues as they'll come to the middle. Shot loading. Save made by Stuart Skinner. And I mean, when I say this has been low event hockey through the first 8.5 minutes of this hockey game, that's about the truthful sum of it all tonight, as this one's down low 2-1. Jordan Binnington again. Both teams uninterested so far in really grabbing a hold of the offense in this hockey game. Thankfully, the Oilers, though, keeping the defense intact and only really allowing 1 or 2 odd man chances so far this game, while the Blues have allowed a drive or 2 themselves. 11:07 to go in the first period. Puck hops up and out of play on the loaded up shot from the slot by the Blues. Vinny Desharnais with another shot block, and all is good in the world for the Oilers so far through the first 10-ish minutes of this hockey game. And that's actually Vinny Desharnais that got a piece of that shot for the Blues. So it remains 3-2 the shot. So we've had 5 shots in 9 minutes of game time. That's pretty unreal when you consider the Oilers just went out there and scored 8 goals against the Detroit Red Wings. And obviously the Red Wings had almost 40 shots in that hockey game. So this one comes back down into the Oilers' end. Vinny Desharnais picking that puck up. Kapanen absolutely whiffs on a massive hit, and the Oilers are able to transition quickly through the neutral zone. Perry with a nice dig along the boards to free up an opportunity for McLeod, who gets down hustling along the end wall and was able to turn that puck over for a brief moment. Blues quickly grabbed hold in front of their own net, and that will now be all the way down to Vinny Desharnais in behind his own net. But there is a stoppage in play. 5 Oilers up on the ice. What do we got? Offside at the St. Louis, or offside at the Oilers line, I guess. So we'll hold up here with 10:35 to go in this first period of play, friends. We're obviously, like I said, just getting our feet wet in this game. Feels like it's been a heck of a day, but normally, again, I get that little hour decompression after getting home from work. But unfortunately tonight, right, the Oilers going out there starting at 6 p.m. and I'm feeling it. I am legitimately feeling it. Janmark takes the face-off, wins it back. 10:33 to go in this first period of play. Nice dance around by Bouchard to the near side now for Ekholm. Ekholm will get across the line, go in behind the net, drive to the front. The shot by Derek Ryan, scrambled up in front, and it was Connor Brown taking a whack at it. Couldn't jam it home. Derek Ryan says, I know I should have had the better of that puck. That was a good-looking chance for a guy that hasn't scored in a little while and would like to score a couple more goals this season before all is said and done. Just missed the 5-hole. Binnington put the paddle down by the looks of it. The overhead camera is going to show all here as Derek Ryan actually kicked it off the skate pad area of Mr. Jordan Binnington. So save made there, and we get things going real. Good evening to you as well, as we're just about to get back to action here in a brief moment. Bouchard talking it over with the referee. 10:21 to go in this first period play. 3-3 the shots on goal as this one taking its time to get back up underway. McDavid talking in there with Thomas. He'll draw into the face-off dot. McDavid ready to go. Linesman approves of the draw, and that will be Ekholm tying it up at the blue line, trying to keep it onside. He does. St. Louis, though, against the pressure of Zach Hyman, able to turn it back the other way. They're going to get across the blue line here over to the far side. Parayko loads up the shot. Save made by Stuart Skinner. A beauty of a kick out there. That much is for sure. And now to the near side, hopping to Parayko. He looks down low. It's going to come down for Kyrou, who's looking to make the play. Ekholm stealing off the net. The shot off the post, I believe, on Stuart Skinner's right-hand side. Pass to the middle again. Shot. Save made by Skinner, and then the rebound right on the stick of Thomas, who nobody was touching near side. Just pots it up and off of Stuart Skinner and into the back of the net. So right like that, it's been that kind of period for the Edmonton Oilers. You did score a goal, but didn't seem to grab much momentum from it. And just a flat, I guess flat would be the way to describe it, flat period. And yeah, that will cost the Oilers. Oh, that was a shot towards the net that actually bounced off of somebody on the way, as I believe that hit off of possibly Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard's skates and landed right on the tape of Thomas, who pots the goal that makes it 1-0 for St. Louis. That's officially the first goal of the game. Skinner's there, 6 shots in, first goal against. The Oilers have to find a way to obviously get a response here before the end of the period. We still got 9.5 minutes to go in this first period of play, so it's not like we've really chewed up so much clock we can't really recover from a 1-0 deficit in the first period. The Oilers have to get some inspiration going here. I don't care what it is, but they have to find a way to get this job done. And it looks like we've got the red light coming on, and 9:27 to go. We've got a stoppage in play. So it was a good goal there for Robert Thomas, near side, just good looking shot. Goal scorer's goal. We have a commercial timeout, 9:27 to go in this first period of play. My goodness, I do not know what to think here so far. It's been an interesting situation for the Oilers in terms of starting this hockey game. But again, I think the Oilers will obviously turn it around again. We've seen that against teams all year is, yeah, you might give up the first goal. But again, the Oilers have to start solving that problem, because if they don't start scoring the first goal here in the playoffs, as you know, against other teams, we will struggle. So gotta start turning around here, friends. Up to 37 hours on the stream, so thank you so much for being aboard here so far tonight. If you haven't left a like yet on the stream, definitely make sure to do that if you can. And secondarily to that as well, if you're new to the channel, friends, we're closing in on 15,100 subscribers already, just like that. I know it's last week we hit the milestone 15,000, and now just like that, another 100 of you have joined alongside for this absolutely fun run to the Stanley Cup final, hopefully for the Edmonton Oilers. But yeah, definitely, if you haven't already done that, I would encourage that now. But we continue along for what will be an interesting hockey game now that the Oilers have decided to start down 1-0. The standings right now for the Oilers, they're in 6th in the Western Conference in terms of the points race. Of course, ahead of them, Vegas in 5th with 68 points. The Oilers 5 points ahead of St. Louis. So you win tonight, you're 7 points ahead of St. Louis. That does you so much in terms of the standings that you have to basically just win tonight to make sure you take care of the points. And that is just an unfortunate bounce, realistically speaking, for the Oilers, but it ends up going into the back of the net and essentially costing you to be down 1-0 right now. So we'll see if they can rebound here and coming out of this TV timeout. Everett, welcome aboard. As this will be a face-off, one back by the Oilers off a clearing attempt out of the neutral zone by a dumping, I guess, by the Blues. Down low it goes, and here's Draisaitl hustling to a puck. You don't see that often, and now Holloway trying to turn it around and get it back behind the net. Couldn't do it, and this comes back to the far side. Picking up across, looking for the far side pass was the Blues to the near side. Kane pushing ahead through the neutral. Nothing doing there, and the Blues are going to reverse it back into the Oilers' end as Darnell Nurse sees the man fly right by him. That was Jake Neighbors getting to that puck first, and here comes Dylan Hollywood down the wing, and of course he's Hollywood again if he's scoring goals. Nice play by Draisaitl to line up Nurse on a discombobulated play, but the Oilers still get nothing out of it. They have 3 shots, almost 12 minutes in, but we have a penalty possibly upcoming to the Oilers. Jake Neighbors down on one knee on the ice, and it'll be Draisaitl going to the box. So dumb penalty there again by looks of it for the Edmonton Oilers. And we will again head to the penalty kill here for the time being. As friends, Corey Perry's on the third line, and Draisaitl takes out, kind of slew-footed Neighbors along the board there. That's, yeah, that's not cool. And that's fairly rightfully so. A penalty again, as somebody mentioned earlier in the stream the other night. Leon Draisaitl starting to become the guy that takes a stupid, lazy penalty, and that was, again, I get the play, but it's just not a timely penalty at all for the Oilers. And the St. Louis Blues will come out with their first power play of the game. Hopefully the Oilers can find a way to turn around a bad start here on the penalty kill. 15 seconds already gone in the Blues power play, as the Blues will load up at their own blue line by that KFC ad, digitally enhanced on the ice in St. Louis. As this one comes up through the middle, it comes all the way into St. Louis territory as Crew goes back to play it. Nice clear by the Edmonton Oilers. $1:24 to go here in this one as Connor Brown picks off that puck for a brief moment. St. Louis doesn't really have their momentum disrupted because of it. They'll fire down low, does Buchnevich, down to Thomas, near side to Kyrou, just along the face-off circle, and this one comes back now far side face-off circle. Blues just whipping this puck around the zone, looking for a pass to the middle that doesn't appear to be coming at any point yet. Janmark doing a good job penalty killing, and here's Brown and Janmark busting back, trying to make an odd man chance. Brown's got an opportunity to shoot, and of course decides to pass off, and that will be a face-off in the Blues end. Good penalty killing nonetheless. Funneled the puck to the net and got an offensive zone draw, but it will be 50 seconds on the clock and a stoppage in play on the St. Louis penalty or power play, sorry. Brown across that blue line, he had all kinds of room to shoot, and then just had to elevate the puck. Instead chose the easy passing lane and couldn't get it through as Janmark fully on. So that was tough go for the Oilers, but a good look. And actually Kyrou takes a hooking penalty, so it'll go 4-on-4, then the Oilers power play for $1:10. So that works out even better, to be honest with you. Didn't notice the hook there at all. Maybe on Janmark near side, as McLeod will. Again, full disclosure, if you're wondering why I don't know what's going on, I can't listen with the full sound on. Should really get one of those Apple AirPods or something one day and dial that in my brain. But 40 seconds to go. Kane draws in for the face-off. McLeod out there as well along the forwards. The depth forwards are getting a lot of time on ice here to start this hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. It comes back for the Blues in the Oilers side of the ice, and they will just retreat back to their own blue line, in their own zone, in fact, to the Blues as they look to restart the attack. The Oilers pestering them here 4-on-4. Again, it's kind of that overtime, keep away kind of situation. And this one comes down to the near side, and Shen gets spun off the puck. Blues are still able to maintain it. Looking to the backhand, drive to the net, shot fired, save made off a couple of chances there for the Blues. And coming back the other way is Darnell Nurse, skating straight through and then just dumps it in to the St. Louis end. Kapanen able to come up with this puck. 4 seconds remained on the 4-on-4, and now it's up on over, as the Oilers and Blues will get to a power play for the Edmonton Oilers. 6:29 to go here in the first period. Loading up is Connor McDavid, looking for the shot. Doesn't have the lane. Back to the blue line is Bouchard. 6:20 to go here in this first period. 50 seconds remain in the power play for the Oilers as they finally, for the first time in a long while in this hockey game, establish zone time. Bouchard lets it rip far side pass. Draisaitl scores on the rebound collection by the Oilers to the far side face-off dot. The Oilers pot the one-timer, and Draisaitl just like that makes good on his bad penalty and ties the hockey game. You know what the power play looks like when it works, and that's exactly a good sign of a good power play right there for the Edmonton Oilers, as he just quickly fired that one in. Did Bouchard? He had time to step around and make the move, and then just wired that shot on net. It was collected in the middle by McDavid over to Draisaitl, who he ain't going to miss from there, not with that much open space. You look at this one, block shot there by Kessel, and Binnington having to move all the way over, and it ends up back of the net as Draisaitl wires home probably at least an 85-mile-an-hour one-timer to get that one going. It's 6 minutes, to go here in the first period as the Blues are over the line shooting on Skinner. Save made. They collect the rebound at the point, shot blocked in front again. And it's Bouchard and McDavid yet again drawing the assist. Bouchard had a 3-point game against Detroit and McDavid a 6-pointer. And now both of them have drawn another point here tonight as it's loading up now. Ryan McLeod down the right wing, driving to the net. Backhand shovel on to Jordan Binnington. Can't get it going. And just like that, we'll have a face-off in the St. Louis zone with 5:33 to remain in this first period of play, friends. The Oilers doing what they can do here to obviously get this game back tied on the power play, and thankfully they get a power play opportunity once or twice in this hockey game, and they're good to go. And whatever the cat did to me there when he jumped off me earlier, pushed something out of place in my shoulder, I'm telling you. Getting old and falling apart, friends. But yeah, for the Oilers, obviously it's a 1-1 hockey game again, and now you just got to hopefully go out there and score that next goal, right? Keep the lead once you have it and go out and win this hockey game. So yeah, see what happens here for this one as the Edmonton Oilers tied 1-1 with the St. Louis Blues. Friends, thank you so much for being aboard here on the live stream so far tonight. Good to be hanging out with you. Like I said, been a scramble of a week and getting a little tired here by the week's end. So looking forward to a relaxing Friday afternoon. Obviously going out with some friends and enjoying what will be the start of the weekend. A long weekend, by the way. So excited for that as well. We're up to 52 hours on the stream here, friends. If you haven't already, hit that like button as well yet. Be nice to close out the first intermission somewhere around 50 likes. So you know what that means. I keep pitching it every stream. The more often and early you like the stream, just kind of helps figure everybody out earlier on and get the live stream started. So definitely be a good time to have you aboard here tonight for what the Oilers should be able to do against the St. Louis Blues, putting together good effort and hopefully winning us a hockey game tonight. So Connor McDavid on the bench for the Edmonton Oilers right now. And you see that, all those assists there for Connor McDavid, a grand total of 6 of them. He hit number 600, by the way, in that hockey game. And here's some footage of Connor McDavid back in the day skating circles around kids back in somewhere in Ontario, I'm sure. Skating right up the middle of the ice, just absolutely rolling around out there in the old barn. 5:24 to go here in this first period of play. Blues back with it in the offensive zone. They're trying to get to the attack as fast as humanly possible here. And the Oilers are able to shovel them off the puck. It's a fourth line shift. The Oilers have drawn a power play, have the fourth line. So you have Dylan Holloway, Matthias Janmark, and somebody on the fourth line drawing power plays. That's pretty impressive. And here's McDavid. They were just showing the highlights. He's wheeling through the neutral zone. In on net, fires the shot. Deflects off of somebody in front. Binnington bats it with a stick. Enough to get the whistle. And we will have a stoppage in play with a face-off in the blue zone. And another Edmonton Oilers power play. Alexandrov goes to the box. The Oilers had a good chance to get this game started on the power play after having a disallowed goal earlier on. And Derek Ryan now the man to draw the power play. So you'll have to see what the Oilers are doing here to start this hockey game. At least moving their feet. Hasn't been great start so far, but yeah, the Oilers have been moving their feet enough to stay with it throughout the first period of this hockey game, and it's enough to draw their third power play of the game. 1 for 2 so far. Bouchard near side ace. You got it as this one comes right in front, and what a save by Jordan Binnington. Nugent Hopkins passed it right onto the tape in the crease of Zach Hyman, and Binnington absolutely just robbed him. Hyman cannot believe it, nor can I. I watched that one happen, and you just know that's going back of the net until Binnington had the outstretched arm and was able to get it down. As that, I mean, Hyman pretty much shot it right into the glove. That was going to hit glove no matter where he put it, but what a beauty of a save there for Binnington. That's why he's a pretty good goalie in this NHL league of ours. And this one to clear on the immediate face-off by the Blues. Down to Bouchard with 4:38 to go in this first period of play. Oilers making a nice nifty pass right onto the tape of Bouchard. Working hard to keep the zone was Hyman, and now over to Draisaitl. He'll dance around the defender Thomas and look back to the point, and then instead do the spinorama down to McDavid. Far side, wheel into the top of the zone, near side dot. He'll fire to the far side for Draisaitl. Looking to fire that shot on just a regular old wrister after taking a second to collect it. And here's Nugent Hopkins, shot off the side of the net. Nuge and the Oilers power play getting to the attack right just a moment ago. It felt like we only had 3-2 for shots, and now we're up to 9-8, 10-8 for the Oilers. Here's McDavid, the shot. Save made by Binnington as he just hunched over that puck. Really gave no angle to find the back of the net. And with 3:58 to go, the Oilers have started shooting the puck. Starting to see results for it. $1.02 to go in the power play. Technically scored 2 goals, or at least I guess you could say put the puck in the net twice this hockey game. And Jordan Binnington starting to become the difference here for the Edmonton Oilers. Most career goals against goalies. It is 1. Zach Hyman has 6 against Jordan Binnington. That's his career high. So interesting of note, as McDavid will come in for the face-off draw here. Hyman itching to get to the front of the net as well. As here's Nugent Hopkins from Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid back to the point for Bouch. The bomb doesn't come. And here's now McDavid again teeing up the far side pass. Cutting it over to Draisaitl. Beauty pass through the crease. Here's Bouchard, far side point. He bobbles the puck a brief moment to Nugent Hopkins. This one coming back and in front. Hyman, toe save, and then it's kicked away off the stick of Zach Hyman, who again is denied in front and can't believe that puck didn't go in the back of the net. The Oilers' top power play unit having a power play right now, one for the ages here. Binnington stealing the show. However, their offside Blues are able to clear it down to Stuart Skinner. Fresh legs on the ice after a good 3-shot healthy performance there for the Oilers. And now here's Darnell Nurse loading up the opportunity up the ice. He will look to the near side, make the pass to Kane. Dumped into Binnington, near side for the Blues defender. And it's a nice strip there for Perry, who's got Fogle trying to free up. And instead the Blues are able to find the puck in the feet and fire it all the way down to one Stuart Skinner, who will play it there for Cody Ceci. And the Oilers penalty kill, or power play, sorry, is over. The St. Louis Blues successful on the penalty kill. And now here they load up back the other way. 2:42 to go in this first period of play. 12-8. The shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers. This one played now to the middle of the ice for the Blues. They're across the line. They're going to look to shoot the puck. They don't do it. 2:27 as they pass to the middle again. Kane comes up with this puck and will fire down low into the neutral zone on the St. Louis Blues side of half. That'll be cut off by the Oilers at their own blue line on the re-entry. And now Fogle's cut off at the Blues blue line, and back the other way we come. And it's just a couple of puck bobbles here from both teams on entries that aren't allowing anything to set up. And Holloway's fighting this puck over to McLeod. McLeod looking to make the play. He again bobbles the puck back and forth, and back we go. 1:57 to go here in this first period of play, as we'll tie up right in front of the benches in front of the net. And this one now for McLeod, as he will look to make this play along the wing in the near side, as this is Holloway flipping up on a puck. An easy look for Jordan Binnington. 12-8 the shots for the Oilers as we wind down the clock here in this first period of play. 1:32 to go as this comes back for the Oilers across the line. They dump it in this time instead of trying to carry it. Maybe not a bad play. Near side pass back to the blue line by the Blues, trying to escape the zone. It'll be Holloway overworking that puck and getting it to one Connor Brown. Back to the blue line for Matthias Ekholm. Center of the ice, the shot for Bouchard hits Binnington. Easy, swallowed up save with $1:10 to go in this first period. 13-8 the shots for the Oilers. The Oilers are definitely starting to come hard and often in this hockey game after that little bit of momentum shift, I guess you could say, off that penalty kill earlier on in the hockey game. So good to see it. As Alan, welcome aboard. Brad as well, welcome in. As we are getting things just underway, obviously. The first period just about wrapped up, but this hockey game far from decided so far. The Oilers didn't bring the offense in the first period yet. Realistically speaking, they did put the puck in the net twice, but one was disallowed for incidental goaltender interference or something, not too sure, as this comes back the other way, and as the Blues fire in behind Stuart Skinner. Nice play by Bouchard to the near side to Nugent Hopkins, who flips up through the neutral zone. Cut off there again by the Blues. Fired down low to Matthias Ekholm. 40 seconds to go in this first period of play. Puck to the far side, and the Blues will carry it forward. And now picked up by Derek Ryan. Is that, or is that Zach Hyman? I guess that's Zach Hyman. McDavid shovels it right in front, scrambling the crease. Nugent Hopkins scores the goal, but my goodness, this one is going to be challenged, I would assume, for the St. Louis Blues. That was a scramble in the crease. Binnington ended up on his butt, so I assume something will happen here. But so far, the Oilers are up 2-1 right now, it looks like, as Nugent Hopkins comes in, and maybe just that extra jam at the last second. Yeah, Binnington's not really interfered with. Again, every time the Oilers score a goal, it just seems to be interference. So just taking the safe route here as we'll wait for official confirmation. Nugent Hopkins on the bench has scored the goal. You like to see it. We're up 2-1 just like that for the Edmonton Oilers. A period that comes together, as it's a good goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Magic, that indeed, the face-off at center ice tells us that much as well. As 25 seconds to go in this first period, the Oilers end the first period assumingly so, the same way they started the game against Detroit. A sluggish start, but they're up 2-1 after one, and now it's just about maintaining that lead the rest of the way home. Now the Blues, with 10 seconds to go, will try and get this game back to even. 5 seconds near side corner in the Oilers zone. Holloway did enough to tangle up the puck. The shot drifts in from the point. The Blues score the goal with no time on the clock. And they are going to ask if that puck crossed the line with enough time in this first period of play. Stuart Skinner baffled on the just absolute wired shot there, as the Oilers are going to the dressing room. They don't think there was enough time on the clock to score that goal. Blues are going to the clock as well, but not really sure what's happening as this one comes all the way down low. And yeah, that's a beauty of a goal for the Blues, left all alone on the far side with Sundqvist. But we've got .21. No, there's no time on the clock. So there you have it. The Blues do not score to finish this period. The Blues are still chanting, the fans at least, that hey, that was a pretty good goal even though it didn't count. So both teams with a disallowed goal per se in that first period. An interesting start to this hockey game so far. Friends, welcome aboard to Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson, glad to have you aboard this evening. If you're new, tuning in for the first time, well, you've gotten a little bit of the experience. I don't really know what's going on half the time because I'm not listening to the television. I'm just kind of reporting what I'm seeing on there, so my apologies there. I will tell you again, the excitement is building for the Cold Lake Hockey Alberta Provincials for the U15, I believe it is female, Tier 1. I might be wrong on the tiering there. Provincials up in Cold Lake this year, so I'm excited to have you. Join me over on Cold Lake Ice TV coming up here at the end of March for what will be a great little time to be watching some hockey, that's for sure. And that you can actually watch me call the game because I'll know what's going on. Won't miss much when I'm live in the building. So the Oilers lucky to escape that first period, friends, up 2-1, like I was saying, 0.2 seconds short on the goal that time out. The Oilers up 2-1 on the Blues. It is the story of the night so far for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid gets assist number 57 on the season on Leon Draisaitl's 26th goal of the year. The top line also breaks through. Nugent Hopkins now has 3 goals in 2 games against playoff caliber teams, mind you. Evan Bouchard, 36 assists on the Draisaitl's 26th goal of the season on the one-timer on the power play. Nuge just crashing the crease, getting a goal to go. Hyman picks up his 18th assist. Hyman has literally 50 points on the year, and 18 of them are assists. That seems crazy to me. And of course, McDavid now also picks up assist number 58. So Connor just continues to pile up the points. And I'm sorry, whoever has Connor McDavid not finishing at the top of the points race might want to rethink their ideas. So friends, welcome aboard. Like I said, thanks for being here. I'm going to leave you for a brief moment. I'm going to go upstairs in a moment to just refill the water bottle, grab a bite to eat. Again, we're wearing the old Grand Center Hotel pullover tonight. I know that always makes somebody's night when they see that. Of course, it always makes my night to still have my Grand Center Hotel merchandise rolling around. That, of course, thanks to K3 Promotions for doing some really good work, and my friend obviously taking a good idea from me and turning it around. So friends, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel, and we'll talk to you in a few moments. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. You go get a drink of water too. Leave me on. Let's get going here for this first period intermission in a brief moment. All right, friends, let's get back to this. That was a quick little meal, but we got a little food in the stomach, so we should be good to go. And of course, we actually have the water bottle. This is one of those fun ones. It's an actual Emco and Train mug. I know how famous that Train, I think you call that a tumbler. I'm actually not sure what you call that. Train coffee cup is what I call it, right? Again, don't want to overcomplicate the simplified. Train coffee cup that was so famous there during the Oilers playoff run last year, and that actually is last year now because we're in year 2024. Don't ask me. Time go by fast. That's all I know as a guy doing this whole YouTube thing for as many years as I have at this point. For those of you like Magic and Ace who have watched the many different iterations of me over the past 5-6 years. And some of you that might still be around from 2017 when that Jordan Eberle video came out that I did way back in that summer. Wow, that was a wild look. I apologize to any of you that tuned into that. But, right, I mean, it's been a wild ride here, and obviously lots of growing, not only for the team, but for myself personally. And now we're looking to finish off this whole wild ride and go win a Stanley Cup this spring, summer. I've already given my availability to the Crossfield Pirates to let them know, hey friends, part-time through May and June, just so you know. Priorities are here in the studio. Hopefully no cat-related injuries. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens during the spring, summer with work, and we can get here for every single hockey game. And I also hope my boss gives me the same free pass that he did last year. He's like, you know what? April, May, June is a pretty quiet time of the year. We start picking up late June, but you should be wrapped up by then. That was a pointed jab, by the way. He wasn't saying the Oilers were going to win the Cup. He said, by the time we get to June, don't worry about hockey. You'll be working for me again all day, every day. But basically gave me the free pass to, you know what? You got 8 p.m. games. Get up. I know you're going to be slow in the morning. That's fine. Go crush it. And that we did. And friends, I'm watching these live streams kind of do the same thing they did last year down the stretch. And I'm getting so excited to see the playoff hockey get underway. Oilers need just 30 points by my math to secure a playoff spot at this point. Tonight you secure 2 more, and now you need 28 down the stretch. Just like that, we get to a pretty good spot. So excited. And obviously tonight again, the cut line probably becomes 93 in the West if the Oilers win this hockey game and the Blues indeed lose again tonight. They're in that wild card spot, so it's kind of tough. And Magic, yeah, you know, right? That Mr. Beast look, I get that all the time. Like, especially if there's any big video that blows up, friends, any big video on Dolynny TV, there's at least one comment that says, what is this, Mr. Beast from Wish? And fair enough, rightfully so, right? As you get somebody that famous out there in the world, and then you get somebody that has kind of a knockoff look. It's tough. And I kind of know exactly who I actually look like in my life, and it's kind of freaky when me and that guy get to stare each other in the face. It's like, whoa, hello, that's me, and you're me, and I'm you. But yeah, no, it's a pretty good time, and no, it's not direct family. That's kind of the interesting part there too. But yeah, friends, we are good to go. I've also got apparently a doppelganger that works somewhere at a sheet metal supplier in Calgary. That much I was informed of the other day. One of my guys went yelling at the guy on the counter. He's like, "Go, what are you doing here?" And the guy turns around and like, "Are you crazy?" And he's like, "Whoa, not who I thought you were. Sorry, my bad." But yeah, that's where we're going, friends. A little distractify myself here through the intermission. Just kind of let that food settle in my stomach before I try to talk too much hockey and get too excited. That was a pretty slow period, realistically speaking. Yes, the Oilers are up 2-1. Yes, they escaped from 0.2 seconds away from giving up the 2-2 goal at the end of the period. The hits were 4-2, like I said, slow, lackluster. The face-offs were 12-11 for the Blues. The Oilers had a bunch of power play time. There were 4 power plays in that first period, so again, that'll explain a little bit. 50 seconds of 4-on-4 as well. Giveaways 1-0 for St. Louis. Takeaways 4-4 for each team. Oilers had 8 block shots. There was nothing super special about that first period from either team. I think maybe Jordan Binnington for the Blues was their highlight. Robert Thomas led off the scoring. Draisaitl answered on the power play one-timer. And then Ryan Knuckle, Nugent Hopkins. Yeah, I like that, Jack. That's one of my favorite things in the chat we got going here. Scores his 15th of the goal, 3rd in 2 games. Don't look now. He's starting to heat up. So, Thomas, when things come down to the wire here at the trade deadline, you're talking about some stuff here that I would love to definitely talk a little bit about. Patrick Maroon for the playoffs. Would love to have him alongside Corey Perry. And obviously, too, Boone Jenner. Now that Jake Gensel, as Peter mentioned, is on the IR for the next 4-ish weeks, is what they're calling it. So kind of this 2.5 weeks to wrap up February. I guess 2 weeks in a day. And then that day and 7 to wrap up the trade deadline. But you look at it now, if Boone Jenner becomes the ultimate target for the Oilers, similar to how maybe one Matthias Ekholm was always truly the target for the Oilers at last year's deadline, you wrap it up there. Patrick Maroon would be a nice little addition because when it comes to adding Boone Jenner, you're going to have to subtract a guy like probably Warren Foegele to make the cap hits work. And then 2, that's going to leave you a hole in your lineup. You lose a upstart guy like Warren Foegele in your bottom 6. Despite adding a top 6 forward, you're still going to want to add to the bottom 6. And that one might be a guy like Patrick Maroon, who I think is going to be available out of Minnesota here shortly. And especially he will be a guy that goes quick, right? Similar to Elias Lindholm and Sean Monahan, he's going to be a guy that moves on quick from his former team. Right now, Minnesota 11th in the Western Conference, 55 points, so 3 points below the cut line. They've won their last 4 straight games. They really have a lot of work to do to get going. They've got low regulation wins compared to everybody else in the playoff race. So see what happens here. But I think they'll be just fine and dandy. But again, when it comes to adding Patrick Maroon, I don't think you have to give up too much. Probably cost you a mid-round pick. Again, I don't know how many picks the Oilers have, but it'll cost them a mid-round pick. It'll cost the Oilers a little bit to get Boone Jenner, but I think Boone Jenner, biggest thing is he's got term on his deal, and biggest thing is who do you lose off the roster to make that happen? That will be the bigger question here for us. I'm not worried about the picks or prospects as long as it isn't Holloway or Broberg. I'm more worried about how is it going to work out for the Oilers in terms of the roster player that they have to give up to obviously make any trade work. So friends, we're rolling along here this evening. I think we are just about ready to get this second period underway. They're showing off an EOCF big time kind of promo here, pretty much taking up the whole intermission. And of course the brick, $1,000 to the brick, that's it can buy you a lot. It also can buy you a whole bunch of nothing. I can tell you that from honest first-hand experience. But never a bad time to have $1,000 to spend on new furniture, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna find that out here right away when we go to replace this old dusty thing before the playoffs. You would have watched a few live streams ago. I pretty much fell out of this thing. Well, there's a reason. I broke one of the pieces on it, so that's why I do the kind of hands up thing now instead of throwing back like I was earlier in the year. We'll enjoy the heck out of the fact that we're going to get a new chair come playoff time. Kind of have to figure something out that's maybe about another few inches taller to kind of withstand the pressure of me going back, and then we are going to be geared up for a good playoff run, friends. Again, if you haven't hit that like button yet on the stream, I'm going to advertise that to you one more time right now to get done, and we will go quickly check out the scoreboard one more time for this Oilers and Blues game. Again, the 6 o'clock game, I like it. I really like it for kind of how it works out for my evening schedule. For live streaming, it is not a good time. My momentum, my mojo for the day is all kinds of thrown off. Robert Thomas kicked off this game, though, after the Oilers had a disallowed goal to start this one. Draisaitl answered back on a power play one-timer, as he often does. And then McDavid picked up his second assist of the game on a scramble in front where Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is able to put it home for a 2-1 lead. You don't have to tell me twice that Nugent-Hopkins is riding a little bit of a high here as we get things going into this, what could be 2-game streak if the Oilers decide to win tonight. See where it goes. And Jeff, when it comes to Scott Laughton from Philadelphia, I believe he was just named an assistant captain in that new leadership core with Sean Couturier and Travis Konechny. So three guys that possibly were Oilers targets at all points of this season end up secured up in Philly as parts of their leadership core. So we won't see much movement there, I don't think, from Philly. Maybe Walker on the back end, but I don't think there's much that Philly's really willing to part with this season, given that basically I think the Flyers are committed to finding a way to win under John Tortorella. As we keep going, Tim, good evening to you. Glad to see you aboard this evening. Obviously, we're getting nice and cozied up. I mean, I don't want no cats on blankets right now. I'm just dealing with a little bit of a sore shoulder after the cat just put his paw right up in there and just dug in. Obviously, if that's the case, I might need a massage. That's where we're going with that. But we'll worry about that here right before ball season kicks off in late April. I'm hoping it's a late April start. That would be absolutely incredible if we could kick off the ball season with a late April start. May, June is obviously normally the start. I think we try to start just after May long weekend every year. Be interesting to see if we can start somewhere before May long weekend. That'd be beautiful, because then you get a couple more games in and you get a couple bits more of the season kind of developed, right? I think I was just hitting my stride at the end of the year there last year, and obviously in the final game of the year I cranked a home run right over the center field fence in the Big Diamond in Crossfield. If you've ever driven by it, it's not that it's a far ways out, but for a guy like me, you look at me every day, I'm not the biggest threateningest guy. But for me to be able to hit one of those home runs, I was pretty proud of myself. So, of course, that capped off another year where I hit 2 home runs in a year. So, looking for 3 to 5 this year. Either way, friends, the Blues and Oilers ready to get back up underway for this hockey game. Thanks for enabling me to natter on about nothing throughout this intermission. Leon Draisaitl, one of the goal scorers. So, too, is Nugent Hopkins. And this one comes down near side for Evan Bouchard. 19:56 to go in this second period of play. Up off the boards and into the St. Louis Blues zone. The Blues have possession to start this first 15 seconds of the hockey game. Second period, they're down the wing. Pass to the middle, misses. Point shot in from the Blues, blocked in front. That's the Oilers' 9th block shot of the hockey game. They had 8 coming into this second period. The puck bounces off of a body at the Oilers' blue line, able to regather his Nick Leddy and get it over to Kyrou, who fires the shot, just drifted wide. And this one comes now to Shen. He'll fire the shot in. Skinner kicks it out, goes to the far side corner somehow, and the Blues lift around behind the net. Back to the blue line for Krug near side, past the outside. Oilers scrambling, and this is a bad shift here for the top line inside their own zone. Really not committed to the play, and Matthias Ekholm overskates the puck. Happening against the referee, gets the shot going, shot just over top of the net. That time, Krug working here, pass to the middle, shot fired on, save made, shot again, scores! For the St. Louis Blues, you knew it was coming. The Oilers could not find a puck in their own end to save their lives. The Blues were coming in waves, and it's Jake Neighbors, just like that scores the goal for the St. Louis Blues as he comes in. Johnny on the spot, last second toe save made, and then Jake Neighbors spins and fires, and right over top of the shoulder, I believe, of one Stuart Skinner, who was sprawled out looking for that puck, and Skinner tries to make the old-timey save, but that was a bad, ugly, stupid sequence by the Oilers in their own zone. Again, though, I'm not going to be too upset about Jake Neighbors scoring a goal against the Oilers, as I guess that means I owe my buddy a coffee tomorrow. He's a big Jake Neighbors fan. Obviously, anybody in Airdrie is a big Jake Neighbors fan, will tell you that much. As the Oilers in behind the net here against St. Louis, getting it done. As we will have a stoppage in play, friends. 18:28 to go here in this one. Andrew, welcome aboard. K. Ferg as well. My friends, we are getting things started up in this second period, scrambled up second period to start. Jake Neighbors' total goals this season, 19. He goes to the high danger areas, 14, for a 74% thereabout percentage of high danger scoring for him. An 11-3-1 record when he scores a goal is Jake Neighbors this season. So, I mean, he's a guy that came into the NHL with a lot to prove, obviously highly touted coming in. St. Louis Blues, I can tell you, got a good one. And that's not just coming from some guy that watches him once in a while on TV. That's coming from the actual ground report here in southern Alberta. 18:07 to go in this second period of play. 2-2 the score between the Oilers and Blues. As this one comes down to Stuart Skinner, he's going to chip along the near side wall. The Oilers immediately jump on it, and Draisaitl's lumbering. To the middle comes Nurse. He tries to backhand it down low, then swats it to the near side corner. Evander Kane leans on his man, comes up with the puck, fires it over to Ryan McLeod. McLeod looking for a lane, doesn't have it, now has it. He'll cut back along the boards, pass over now to Warren Foegele, who does the exact same move. Kulak, the one-timer from the point, bounces off of somebody in front. They're saying it went out of play, and indeed it did with 2.5 gone in this second period of play. Here's the thing, though. For the Oilers, we know that in that game against Detroit, they choked the lead a couple of times or gave up an untimely goal and were able to respond well at the end of the hockey game. Again, I guess that proves the old adage, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And for the Oilers tonight, again, it's going to be another one of those stories of how do we finish at the end of the game. So here we go. We're going to have the face-off for Ryan McLeod in the St. Louis Blues zone. It went off a Blues defender is what it is ruled, or off the goaltender Binnington. We're not really sure where that puck, it just kind of trapped towards the net. Looks like the Oilers just took a really bad tripping call, and Kapanen falls right to the ice, and we will have a stoppage in play, as that was just laziness by the... I don't even know how to defend that at all. It's just an ugly penalty. Ryan McLeod looks to call. That's not a penalty? What? Kasperi Kapanen just lost an edge with a stick in his feet. To be honest with you, I do not know what happened there, as this one will go to the far side. Okay, I thought that was for sure a tripping penalty, the way Kapanen was sprawled out, laying on the ice, getting up slow. Face off, obviously one back for the Oilers. Quick possession into the offensive zone. They're going to roll along the far side wall. Back to the blue line does McLeod. Now coming down to Perry is Desharnais. It's still weird to say Corey Perry's an Oiler. I think we can all agree on that. 16:56 to go here in this second period to play. Perry's rolling along the far side boards and wall, and then to the outside of the zone. The Blues take it as they'll shuffle across the Oilers blue line. Nice play by Kulak. Sets up Kapanen for a one-timer. Perry down to defend it. Gets it back to the high zone. Scandella plays it into the slot and looks for a good pass. Couldn't get it through. Another shot comes in. Save made by Stuart Skinner, who's now starting to turn into the guy that has to swim around and make the saves this period compared to Binnington. Shot right in front. That back door deflection is all day open for the Blues against the Oilers tonight, it appears. And they have taken a penalty, have the Oilers back to the blue line. The Blues come. Near side dot, as it'll be Scandella to the middle, cut off by the Oilers. Not enough of a touch to blow down the play. Back to the blue line again. 6 skaters on for the Blues. Shot off of traffic, and Ryan McLeod. That is bad shifts there for the Oilers. First and third lines. Wow, that was painful again to watch. Thankfully, the Oilers get the touch up. And now hopefully the penalty kill can find a way to shift some momentum here in this hockey game, friends, as things are getting ugly. As Desharnais got his stick tangled up, and McLeod's not too happy. McLeod's been pretty disapproving, and Desharnais will go to the box here for the Oilers. 16:05 to go in this second period. 0 for 1 is the Blues power play without a shot. So as much as I'm harping on the Oilers here midway through this hockey game, the Blues power play is shotless so far through one power play attempt, as the Cats are losing their mind over there. And the little guy's going to come here. And here's, how about this? Derek Ryan breakaway in on net. Stopped by Binnington twice over. Kicked it on net a second time. Couldn't get through. But Derek Ryan and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins have started every penalty kill here recently for the Edmonton Oilers. And another good opportunity there, as that was just one of those that just bobbled into the neutral zone. And Derek Ryan just kept going with it. Why not take a little power kill out there for the time being? 30 seconds wiped off the clock here for the Blues. Back to the blue line. Krug plays it to the far side. He'll look down low. 15:30 to go in this second period as the Blues play it back up high to the near side boards for Kyrou. Down low to Neighbors. Back over as Krug plays to the far side. Shot over top of the net. And here comes Derek Ryan again. He gets his pocket picked this time, however. And this one will be played in front, as that worked to the far side boards. Now right back to the near side dot. The one-timer was loading for Kyrou to whip it on net. Couldn't get it through with 57 seconds to go in the power play. The Oilers have a zone clear. 14:58 to go in this second period as the shots are 17-12. Here's Shen right down the gut. He's taken to the very outside by a sprawling Nurse. And then a kick saved by Stuart Skinner. Wraparound attempt for the Blues. Sealed off by Connor Brown. The Oilers penalty kill might be getting run around here a little bit, but they're doing an effective job so far. As a short side shot by the Blues, denied by Skinner, hops right in front, comes just out of the zone and down into the St. Louis territory with 26 seconds remaining here on this power play. The Oilers are, in a word, yes, getting lucky here so far through this power play for the Blues. They've had some good chances, and shots are 17-14. The game's ratcheted up here since the start of that first 8, 10, 15 minutes of that first period. Fitting to note to play that it will do that thing. Will the Oilers penalty kill a penalty? And back across the line as time expires on the power play. The Blues set up shop in the Oilers zone, rim around to the behind the net zone area, I guess you could have said, but Darnay quickly seals it off. And this one comes back to the backhand. The Blues to the attack. They'll go for a line change instead. Bouchard loses the battle on a good race to the puck there by St. Louis. Ekholm tangled up as well on the hard forecheck from Torpchenko. And this one now picked up by Leon Draisaitl, chipped up to Vinny Desharnais, who works out. He was playing forward on that shift. And that will be a stop for the Oilers penalty kill, a much needed one there after bleeding the first goal of this period and allowing the Blues to tie the game. Guy drive in the middle. Again, the Blues have had 4 or 5 good looks where they just have not been able to connect on slot passes. And here's Nurse firing a shot, following it up, trying to bat it out of midair, couldn't do the job. Holloway in pursuit. Pass comes to the middle of the ice here for the Oilers to reload the attack. Krug can't do it. Coming back across the line, here's Thomas into the Oilers' end. Again, the Oilers' defense cuts that off. Draisaitl will load up, allow for a line change here. He's got one Blue pressuring him. Now Kane trying to dance around a Blue, and now Draisaitl just barely avoids giving up a 2-on-0 on the lost puck from Kane. Here's Draisaitl back to Kane. The shot over top. Rebound for Kane in the crease. And somehow a stick in the lane keeps that one away from danger for St. Louis. They're getting just as lucky as the Oilers, it seems, here early on in this hockey game. We're about halfway through now with 12:30 remaining in the second period. Across the line, shooting it in is Warren Foegele as he'll get to the attack. Or is that Warren Foegele? I think that might be Brett Kulak, actually. My apologies. As it comes back to the blue line for Zach Hyman, taking Kulak's spot. 12:14 to go in this second period of play. Nuge comes up with the puck. He'll play it back to the blue line. And it comes back down. A soft play, trying to find an area for Nuge. It will work out somehow, some way. But the pass to McDavid does not. And the Blues will carry back into the Oilers zone here. Firing around off the boards. Failed attempt there for the Blues. Scandella loses an edge. And neither team can really find that crispness to their game that the game demands to win a hockey game. So that's why we're tied 2-2. Shots are 19-15 here. Neighbors got in the corner, and Connor McDavid just nailed him in the corner. That was a good shot, and now he's taking another run at Neighbors. The shot save made by Skinner from the high slot on the one-timer for the Blues, who are just running show here in this second period in the Oilers zone. Another save. Skinner's taken down. Another save. No, that one goes back of the net, and Skinner's asking where's the penalty for that. But again, the Oilers get run around in their own zone, and it's 3-2 for the St. Louis Blues, just like that. Skinner's getting left out to dry here in this hockey game. He's made some key saves, some good ones, but the Oilers just can't buy a bounce in their own zone and can't seem to win battles enough to buy that bounce said. So that one comes down low for the Blues on that point shot, and it's in front. Neighbors just never even touches Skinner, and just like that, we'll have the overhead view where Neighbors never touched him. So Torrey Krug scores the goal. First goal since November 11th for one Torrey Krug of the St. Louis Blues. With 11:19 to go in this second period, 19-18 the shots the Blues have, a 3-2 lead, and we have a stoppage and play immediately out of the face-off. And you got Neighbors and Kessel both picking up points, and Neighbors having a 2-point night now. My goodness. Now a 2-point night for him. We've got things rocking and rolling here on this hockey game, friends. The Edmonton Oilers, brutal in this second period. I mean, you know, that first period was a slow start. Maybe we should talk about the watch time or something else. I don't know. See where we're sitting. Obviously, this is not going to be quite the game we thought it was going to be. That's fairly said so far through a period and a half of hockey, friends. But to say that, we're at 121 hours here on the stream. So we're well on pace to be at that 200 mark by the time this stream gets into the third period. So thank you so much for tuning in again. Another night we're frustrated at our team for lackluster performance, but what do? We're gonna battle through. Don't you worry. We'll get this going. 5 goals third period. Why not 6? right? We can have some positivity here. We're down a goal though. That seems unusual after the kind of streak we've had for what's happening right now for the Oilers. But we'll come through. We'll find a way to get this job done, and we'll figure it out down late in this hockey game. Of course, Jake Neighbors from Braden Shen and Torrey Krug. So both Neighbors and Neighbors and Krug have multi-point games. Torrey Krug has 2 goals on the season, but 25 assists. That's a pretty productive top pairing defenseman there for the kind of shutdown guy that Torrey Krug truly is. So exciting to see them for that. And yeah, you know what, friends? We're just waiting for this Oilers team to choose to get in gear and win us a hockey game. Obviously, I'm sure the old social media machine is sitting here roasting the Oilers for their performance so far. Yeah, I don't think there's much to miss here for the Oilers so far. Dallas up 4-0 on Nashville with only 1 shot for Nashville after a period of play. That's pretty unreal. And friends, home and liner, welcome aboard. We got things rolling here as this game's you know what, I would honestly say this first 9 minutes of this second period against St. Louis has been worse than that period against Detroit in a different way. Right, we were bleeding odd man chances against Detroit. Now we're just getting defensively run around our own zone. So that's the tough part for the Oilers so far in this one. And the offense, I mean, started out okay and then just disappeared in this second period. So that will be a touch up there for the icing call, I think, as Drew Bannister on the bench. I think Drew Bannister was a former Edmonton Oiler, is the highlight they were just showing, by the way. Best records since coaching changes, Bannister at 646, Chris Knobloch at 778. That is pretty insane. I mean, Chris Knobloch winning that many games, pretty good. Jacques Martin at 522 over there in Ottawa, and everyone's saying that Ottawa is underachieving. So interesting to see that he's positive so far. The Oilers lose the puck off the draw despite winning it back. St. Louis immediately back to the attack in the Oilers zone, and this is Desharnais in the 4th line with Kulak out there trying to swim off the attackers. And I mean, St. Louis has been hungry in the offensive zone here in this game so far. Derek Ryan able to interrupt the attack and bat it down off the boards down into St. Louis's end. Puck right in front as a nice puck chop by Connor Brown. Almost sprung that puck up high into the Oilers' offensive zone, but couldn't quite do it, and Torrey Krug's able to move back the other way, chip off of Vinny Desharnais as it comes back to the blue line, and the St. Louis Blues are offside at the Oilers line. 10-11 to go, and this has been quite the underperformance here for the Oilers so far in this hockey game, so be interested to see if they decide to start getting into gear here as this back half of the second period gets underway in 11 seconds time. It's the second line, which has had a productive night so far. They've generated some chances. Holloway's drawn a penalty. The Oilers obviously have a goal from Draisaitl despite it being on the power play. This is a line that has scored a goal in this hockey game for us, as this will be back low for Matthias Ekholm. And again, this is where maybe you want a depth scorer to score that next goal, whether it be Holloway, whether it be maybe Matthias Ekholm, somebody out there, maybe an Evander Kane. As Draisaitl turns the puck, he's headed east into the Oilers' attacking zone. Kane fires the shot off, and then Holloway just mistakenly loses an edge in the St. Louis crease, oddly enough, as the Oilers continue to crash into Binnington little by little this hockey game. They did it earlier, they did just now. This one's across the line, as fighting the puck there was Hollywood. I keep wanting to say Hollywood, and I'm going to keep saying it because he scored a goal last time out and he's had a pretty good go. As Ekholm's down low to chase this puck, he's going to tap it along the boards for Evan Bouchard. Bouchard lifts off a St. Louis Blue, can't buy a bounce for Connor McDavid. It drags all the way into the far side corner. Torrey Krug with the puck, fires it up ahead, and the Blues are hard passing that one into the Oilers' end. Nice play by Stuart Skinner to just bounce it off the paddle to Darnell Nurse. Puck chipped into the near side corner. Back to the blue line, the Oilers escape the zone. Darnell Nurse going for a skate as the forward here, as Zach Hyman comes in on the attack as well, engaging contact against Krug. Turning the puck around are the St. Louis Blues, and back out of their zone they come, This comes to the near side, and they're going to bounce it into the neutral. And, well, good swoop there by the Oilers onside. Here's McDavid across the line. The shot from Nurse turned aside by one. Jordan Binnington scrambling the crease on the secondary shot. And that is a good look there for the Oilers to start this opportunity in the offensive zone. But, yeah, you know what? The big thing is here, Jordan Binnington continues to stand tall for the St. Louis Blues. He's been cracked twice, but both goals by the Oilers have been hard-working and good-scoring goals, so you can't really worry too much about the performance from Jordan Binnington yet, but obviously still hats off to him so far, Mr. Doom. I can agree with that. This puck played to the far side. Evan, welcome aboard. Daniel as well, as we get things to the near side here, as it'll be Warren Fogle loading up and playing it down low to Jordan Binnington. Scandella fires that one back up high. McLeod plays it over to Desharnais. The shot tipped down by Warren Fogle, dragged into possession by Perry, bounced off the boards. High point shot by Kulak. Rebound in front, scramble for this third line. They just can't seem to find the back of the net. Pass to the middle, far side. Scandella scoops it back behind the net. In behind Skinner, the Blues get the turnover. Pass to the middle and a nice tie up there by Desharnais as Perry's stick handling in a phone booth to keep possession for the Oilers. Kulak lumbering up the ice. He's going to get across the blue line. Drag around, look to wrap it around. Toe save for Jordan Binnington. A good looking opportunity there for the Oilers. And then a dribbler of a pass to Leon Draisaitl for Evan Bouchard. The shot loads up. Ekholm denied. Rebound. Binnington's helmet's off and he makes the save. As 7:03 to go, the Oilers getting chance after chance here in this back half now, in this first 3 minutes of the back half of the second period. But just like that, Jordan Binnington keeping the wall tall here in this period, as that is a heck of a save there. As it's a poor wraparound attempt from Kulak, a little bit more tuck needed, but tough go there for the Edmonton Oilers, and one, Brett Kulak. Friends, though, welcome aboard to Dolynny TV. If you're hanging out with me for the first time or coming back again, welcome aboard. Always glad to have you. If you are new to the channel, I will encourage you to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Simply put, trying to pace out to hit a big old 15,100 subscribers tonight. And the moment of truth would tell me 15,101. So we are rolling here tonight in terms of all that. Glad to have you aboard, and thank you so much for choosing to stick around for what will be a very interesting playoff run for the Edmonton Oilers, and obviously what's been a very interesting hockey game so far from our Edmonton Oilers, as it's a 6 o'clock start, so I assume we're about to see a whole bunch more friends join in here about in the 8 o'clock hour. Like I said, we should be done around 9:15 this evening, so I'm excited for that, and we should be good to go. But as we keep the housekeeping notes going here, friends, I'll give you an update on the watch time as we continue to trend towards that almighty 250 in terms of kind of the metrics on the stream. We're at 140, so we've got just over a period and 7 minutes to go here to wrap that up. We obviously have an intermission in there as well, so looking for 110 hours down the stretch ain't going to take very much. You know, as well as I do, usually 300 is the more likely number. But friends, glad to see you. Glad to see you kind of just hanging out, chatting amongst yourselves in the chat. When do the Oilers start making up all the games in hand, Evan? So many games in hand, going to be a lot of hockey in the last month. It is actually a lot of hockey in the month of February and I believe March. And then April is, again, a pretty lax schedule from what I want to understand, like comparatively to February and March. So the Oilers kind of get that time to evaluate the team heading into the trade deadline. We have like the most back-to-backs in the NHL the rest of the way home. So we'll see what ends up coming from this one here for the Oilers. And BOG, big thing is, Jordan Binnington is one of those goalies in the NHL that can be a game decider. And so far, right now, he has been said game decider. As, my goodness, what a hit right there by Mattias Ekholm. Just absolutely dummied the guy. And this one now allows the Oilers to move up the other way. It's McDavid losing the handle. Draisaitl out there out of the TV timeout. The Oilers decided to load up to try and jam up traffic in the St. Louis zone. And right now the Oilers trying to win a battle. Can't do it. Back the other way. 2-on-1. McDavid trailing. What a poke check from Connor. That is absolute lights out effort there from Connor McDavid. You love to see it. Bad play in the offensive zone. Hustles all the way back to poke check it off the guy's stick. That is what I want to see out of my captain on a nightly basis, back checking like a champ, and that's exactly what he did there as Hyman pushes the puck across the line. Leddy just couldn't even stop him at the blue line, even though he had a foot to do so. Derek Ryan going up against a much bigger Colton Parayko, who, remember, may be available from the Blues if they fall out of the picture. And again, the Oilers would love to add a guy of Colton Parayko's stature on the back end in place of Cody Ceci, if that indeed ends up being the move. But friends, definitely appreciate your great efforts in the chat, night in, night out. Your great efforts, just keeping it civil, keeping it calm, having a good laugh with it. And obviously, I'm a quirky host, I'll tell you that much. But you guys get the assignment night in, night out, and I love the fact that we got a good thing brewing here, even against the Vegas Golden Knights, even against the LA Kings. We made a lot of friends against the Knights and Kings that I don't think against two rival teams in the playoffs we should have those kind of friends. But you did a lot to help out the cause for sure, and I appreciate that very much. Bill, looks like McDavid's line and Bouchard have been on for all 3 goals against. Yeah, it's been a tough go tonight for that line, but they'll figure it out here. The big thing is they've also been on the ice for, well, at least when you talk about McDavid and Bouchard, they've been on the ice for both goals for tonight, I would assume. I think Bouchard would have been out there with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman and McDavid when they scored the second one, so kind of should even everything out, I hope. And big thing is, if you're going to get scored against, please score for us. I think I would tell you. And the big thing is too, friends, I'm going to tell you, I'm very excited to see where the playoff streams take us. Again, last year during the mid-season, late season, seeing 128 people in the live stream at this point of a hockey game, that just didn't happen, right? That was kind of the, oh, we're creeping into the third period kind of numbers. So to sit here and hang out with me, I appreciate every minute of that. And you guys make it easy. I know a lot of people that live stream hockey games on YouTube, and everybody says the same thing. When the chat's positive, when the chat's moving, when the chat's having a good time, it's a lot easier to do this whole thing. And for a lot of you, I don't know if you know where the actual play-by-play style of the live streams come from, but when I decided to slowly start working myself back from a 1.5-year break, one thing I had to do was get away from doing the old style, chatting all the time, because the chat was highly negative around the Oilers at that point. It was highly negative around how could you think they're good, all that. And it was kind of detrimental to running a good show. And just once I brought the play-by-play style and stopped worrying about the chat every minute of the stream, it started working out just fine. And I think it's become a good recipe for success. Jamming away is Connor Brown in the crease, by the way. He can't find the handle on it. I start feeling bad for this guy again. As Connor Brown's trying to win this battle, he's going to kind of jostle up the puck enough to get it free, and then that allows Derek Ryan to crash near side, and the Blues just make 1-2 extra passes and get it out of the zone on the tip down into the Oilers' end on the end wall. Neighbors takes an awkward fall. He's going to immediately head to the bench. He's spelling off for a change, so something definitely wasn't right there. This one bounces off the end wall. Binnington quickly swallows it up. Brown takes a little bit of a swallow up from Hayes in terms of that, and 5:10 to go in this second period. Maybe Jake Neighbors having to go down the tunnel here for this shift. As you look at this one here, Derek Ryan, Connor Brown gets a good chance in front, and then I don't know if they're going to show Jake Neighbors fall into the end boards, but most shifts without a goal, active streaks by forwards. How about this? 1,128 shifts for Connor Brown without a goal at the NHL level. That is insanity at this current moment for a guy that was signed to be a top 6 forward, who I thought very easily could have a 40-point year for the Edmonton Oilers, and has, 4 this season? And this one's going to be fired back into the Oilers' end. And Connor Brown did score a goal this year. That's a fact that a lot of people forget. He did score a goal. When I was sitting up in the Sky Lounge with Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV, he scored the first goal of the game, I believe, against the New Jersey Devils. There was an icing call against the Oilers, but he scored the first goal of the game, and it was waved off, as it always is for guys like Connor Brown and Zach Hyman. So tough go there. He has put it in the back of the net, and he was pretty pumped up about it. Immediately went to review, and no good. So 4:42 to go here in this second period to play. 27-18 the shots for the Oilers. But again, it's just kind of putting the puck on net for the Oilers and being turned away. Nothing dangerously substantial so far in this second period, realistically speaking, that's resulted in a goal. A shot fired through traffic. Save made by Stuart Skinner, but Vinny Desharnais has just taken his second penalty of the game and then goes right back at Robert Thomas for kind of diving into that one, I think is what Desharnais is accusing him of. He's definitely giving it to the official. Thomas took a hard check there from, I believe, behind. But, yeah, that was a hard shot in front. And then, oh, wow, okay. Vinny Desharnais just cleared the crease. I mean, we don't watch that very much. You don't watch the two-handed cross-check right in front of the net. Cross-checking is the call as Desharnais nails the guy to the ice. And tough go there. So face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner. The face-off one for the Blues. Back to the point, Torrey Krug. This one played down low, and that's Jake Neighbours in front. And Pott in the goal. And the third point of the night for Jake Neighbours is Jordan Kyrou, who puts it home with 4:28 to go, as that will be a fourth goal of the game for St. Louis, 4-2. And here's the problem, friends. This is where normally I'd say, yeah, you know what, it's not going to get better from here. But this is going to be one of those nights, if I decide to tune out, that I get burned on it, right? That's how it always goes. When I decide to tune out, I get burned. So I'm going to sit here and stubbornly suck it up until the Oilers are down 6-2, but they're down 4-2 right now, and see what they have in terms of getting this job done tonight. As I mean, 5 goals in the third period still wins you this one 7-4, right? I guess, technically speaking. And again, Ace, I would agree. Clear the front of the net. That was a beautiful penalty for Vinny Desharnais, just in terms of message sending. You want to go to the front of the net, I'm going to hurt you. I might take a penalty once in a while doing it, but I think for Vinny Desharnais, he's going to get away with that more times than he's going to get penalized. It might only be 55-45, but he will get away with it more often than not, as we've watched over the course of this season. 4:18 to go in this second period. As Ekholm will pick up this puck. He'll fire it in on the backhand down into St. Louis territory. 4:10 remaining here in this second period as it cleared out into neutral territory. Ekholm picks it up. And if you want to know the Oilers, how likely they are to win this hockey game, if Connor McDavid wins or scores the next goal, the Oilers win this hockey game. I will tell you that much mathematically from my standpoint. As Ekholm plays it right in front over to the near side boards for Perry, who's spinning off a check, trying to find it for Dylan Holloway. We've got a stoppage in play as Sundqvist is hurt. He's going to go look to try and go down the tunnel here. And we've got a scrap in the corner. It looks like Perry and Scandella are going at it. Perry's dropped the gloves for the first time as an Edmonton Oiler. He's on the bottom of the pile there against Scandella. There's a little something being said there. So Scandella immediately answers for whatever happened to Sundqvist by throwing the gloves in with 5 or less minutes to go. As I guess it's Ryan McLeod that lost the handle on his skate, and Sundqvist lost his handle on his stick, and then Perry throws hands with Scandella, rips his helmet off, but fell against the boards. Got a punch in from the ground. You love that. Corey Perry, never afraid to throw him even when he's down and out. 3:45 to go in this second period, and that's a huge go for us. The Edmonton Oilers are showing some fight late, and you know what happened? At the end of that second period against Detroit, we got into a scuffle with the Red Wings in their own zone. That's exactly what Corey Perry just did. So here we go, friends. Buckle up. 5 goals probably incoming from the Oilers in this third period. As I said, if Connor McDavid scores the next goal, the Edmonton Oilers win this hockey game. I can guarantee you that much, because we know kind of the math. When the Oilers see McDavid and Draisaitl score in the same game, we got a pretty good possibility of winning the hockey game. So you give me Connor McDavid next, I'm going to take the odds. Not bet on him, but I'll take the odds that the Oilers are about to win a hockey game here, down 2 goals against the St. Louis Blues. As the face-off immediately won back for Connor McDavid. He's looking to get that goal going right here. Shot fired, save made. Hyman on the rebound trying to put it back in the net, but a kick save for one Jordan Binnington, and that is fired in the near side corner. Picked up by Connor McDavid. We haven't seen an end-to-end rush in a while. Maybe this is the one here to close out this second period and make it a 4-3 game. Like I said, I'm fired up here. This one's good to go as this will come back to the near side boards in the high part of the Oilers zone. Turnover to the Blues, fired back down low for Robert Thomas. He'll work off the boards, try and fire it down around the boards again. Ekholm's able to play that puck, picked up by the Blues, in on net. Stuart Skinner stands tall. It dribbles to the far side corner. Kyrou running around the top line again. St. Louis's top line has just dominated Connor McDavid's line in the Oilers zone. I would say Draisaitl's line technically has been the top line this evening so far, as Hyman is able to hustle it off his stick out of the zone, just barely tip it down in the end, and this is going to be played back by St. Louis up along the wall, all the way to the far side. Ekholm skating for it, gets the icing, last-ditch effort. 2:40 to go in this second period, and we'll see what happens here. So this is it's going to be interesting to see what happens, friends. 2:40 to go in this second period. 4-2 the Blues lead, and we got to see what happens here. So this is going to be back to the blue line for the Oilers off the face-off win. Kane down low with Fogle and Nugent Hopkins. So the Oilers have gone nuclear, loading up that top line once again. So, oh well, never mind me. Woe is me for saying the top line's getting dominated now with Draisaitl out there. As this is a puck missed at the blue line there by Kulak. Comes all the way down to Skinner. Near side pass to Desharnais in the corner. Now in behind Skinner with 2:13 to go in that second period, as Desharnais will load ahead. Picked up by Nugent Hopkins, bouncing it off the boards and all the way down into one Jordan Binnington, who comes out to play it rather immediately. Nice tip play there by Kane to play it ahead. Kane will spin off into the near side corner, looking far side corner. He gets it there. Now Fogle tries to play it ahead, can't do it. It comes back to the point, kept in by Nugent Hopkins, drifted down low, got nothing there. And this one will come back the other way now for Saad across the line for the Blues, batting it down low off the back of the net. Fogle fooled on the bounce as the Blues try to come up with it. Instead, it's Ryan McLeod. And this one comes all the way into the Blues territory. Kessel picks it up. Not Phil Kessel. He's in with the Vancouver Canucks apparently right now. As that's Connor Brown tying up. He's going to take a penalty. And with $1:21 to go in this second period, Connor Brown's nailed for a hooking call. And Ryan McLeod's been on the ice for stuff that he can't explain all night. He's just been hands up. What the heck's going on here? I can't understand this. Friends, I'd ask you to do some favors for me right now. But instead, we're just going to hone in on this penalty kill as Brown gets in there and just tied himself up in that battle. That's a tough look. And, well, it is what it is. As the Oilers will go to the box again this game. They've been to the box several times now. The Blues have been there as well. Don't kid yourself there. St. Louis hasn't done themselves many favors either. They're 1 for 3 on the power play, though, and now officially have more chances than the Oilers through almost 2 periods of play as Krug off the face-off win. This is another problem upcoming for the Oilers. They got to win face-offs to start power plays. They did it once and got a good chance of it as Neighbors slammed against the boards there, held up, and then it comes 5-6 man pile up along the near side boards. Connor McDavid's on the penalty kill to close out this period. You like to see it. You like to see it. As I think the Oilers have the same idea as I do. You get Connor a goal here, you win the hockey game. This one comes back to the point. Krug playing it for keeps as the Blues work it around, whipping it around the zone. Now Buchnevich back to the point as it'll go to Krug. Far side pass, dribbles in front. Skinner sharp with it, batting it out to the blue line. Krug keeps it in. The shot fired, glove save for Skinner. Comes in behind. McDavid chips up off the board, still can't clear the zone. And I don't know what's going on here for the Oilers. Unable to clear the zone. Pass in front. Buchnevich scores the goal. And that will seal the Oilers' fate. I assume 5-2. The Blues are about to walk this one off in style after only 2 periods of play. Connor Brown out of the box. And I'm stunned, friends. This is like, I mean, the Oilers were sleepwalking for a majority of this hockey game. But I didn't think they were playing bad enough to just fall apart in the second period like they have. But you got to assume the Oilers have hung out Stuart Skinner to dry here. I think Calvin Pickard's got to be coming into this hockey game. There's no hope of turning this around in terms of having Skinner in the net. Give the boys a new goalie. Not that it's Skinner's fault, but give them somebody new to fight for the rest of the way home in this hockey game. Maybe get something different. But, yeah, I don't know. As we're going to play on with the goalie change, I would have sent them the message right away. Not that Skinner's played bad, but yikes. Tough go there for the Oilers to be down 5-2. Thomas accrues his 41st assist of the season. The Oilers still with the offensive prowess. Get a shot block in front from the Blues. Kulak fires a shot, save made. Last second opportunity for Foegele, and the whistle will end the period. Now Foegele runs into Walker in the middle of the zone. A little bit of exchange of what the heck was that, and we've got a little dust up now in the middle of the ice. Foegele wants a piece. Already had a fight in this hockey game. The Oilers, the Blues getting chippy, but magic, the magic word right there tonight. The Oilers melt down in this second period. That was tough to watch. Friends, quite honestly, there were some good points. Corey Perry fought. It was a little fun at times when the Oilers were getting chances, but overall that was a pretty tough, painful period to watch from the Edmonton Oilers fan perspective. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to worry about it too bad, but yeah, this was, I'm getting the messages saying that was disgusting to watch. This is, yeah. Yeah, pretty tough overall. So the Oilers need to find a way to turn this game around, because we can't be a team that wins one, loses one, especially coming out of those streaks. And again, if you're going to lose, I want to see some fight. And Corey Perry did that, but yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, now all we can focus on is winning the third period. Whether that wins you the hockey game or not, if you lose this one 5-4, you have your dignity intact. You lose this one 6-2, 7-2, you didn't bother to show up, realistically speaking. So a tough second period for the Edmonton Oilers, but it's been a pretty tough game to watch so far. And we will be right back, friends, here in the second intermission. I will leave you on this. We are closing in quite steadily, to be honest with you. 2,156 times 5 minutes. We are closing in on the 200-hour mark. We'll have it by the end of this second intermission. I'll be right back. Just going to quickly run upstairs for a break. Again, supporting the Grand Center Hotel pullover for those of you that know the play. I'll be right back, friends. See you in a bit. Tough not to feel down, friends. That's where we're at here at the end of 2 periods between the Oilers and St. Louis Blues. It's a tough go, right? The Oilers coming with a very lackluster effort so far through 2 periods of play, and obviously the St. Louis Blues running us around, causing us problems, and scoring goals against, and Skinner's not going to start the 3rd period. I can almost guarantee that. So, you know, it's an interesting look for the Oilers when they decide not to win hockey games. But hey, end of the day, as I think we saw in the chat, you can't win them all. I understand that, but I want to win the ones I want to win, and tonight was one of those I want to win because I'm able to stream. Every game I stream, I want to win, and that's all it comes down to. I will tell you the only game all year, all season this year, that I do not want to win when I stream it, and I mean this with all due respect to the playoff process, and win as soon as you can. If it comes down, we have the next game at home in the Stanley Cup Final, and we're up enough games that losing a game on the road with 3 wins in our column so far in the series, if it comes down to it and we're up 3-1, 3-2, I guess 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, I want to lose that game on the road that I'm streaming because I want to be in the building for whatever game we clinch the game and the Stanley Cup. So that's kind of the idea. That's all I come down to is I want to be in the building when the Oilers win that Stanley Cup. And I mean, end of the day, it's going to take some crazy miracle to make that happen, I can tell you that much. But that is something that I regret to this day. I had a chance to win tickets to an Oilers playoff game way back when in 05-06 against the Red Wings. I know that's not the Stanley Cup Final, but things have changed, and obviously if we've got an opportunity to be in that building to see the Stanley Cup won this year, I'm going to do everything in my power to be there. I can promise you that much. That would be a dang shame for you guys not to be able to sit back and enjoy a good live stream with me, but I'm going to tell you, to party downtown Edmonton on a whatever night of the week and go enjoy a Stanley Cup victory, that might be the epitome of don't show up to work for a week, MIA, because I'll be running around downtown Edmonton for however long it takes to celebrate that Cup Final. But friends, tough go so far for the Oilers tonight. Yeah, it's been interesting to see things not go according to plan tonight, but we'll survive. I know that much for sure. Kings, good evening. I think you guys are in pretty good shape for the playoffs. Like I said, right, I'm making my plans already. I've had my plans all year, and I think the Oilers are in pretty good shape for the playoffs. Again, tonight kind of makes it a little tough for the Oilers overall because the cut line could have gone down to 93 points to make the playoffs this year, and instead the cut line will in turn kind of increase back to 95 with the St. Louis Blues winning. I guess 94 is probably more accurate, but it's kind of odd math when you like to have that odd number to kind of separate it as opposed to even. I know how much we love our betting in this today's society, the NHL. So that's where we're at, friends, as the Pittsburgh Penguins are taking on Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks. Bedard out there wearing the special jaw protection. He got going, and of course he found a good pass to find the back of the net for Kurashev, as both Crosby and Connor Bedard have points in a 2-1 Penguins hockey game. Penguins a loss or 2 away from selling off, so keep that in mind as well. So see what happens here. But yeah, Toronto in action as well against Philadelphia. Philadelphia in the hunt. Seems like outside of maybe a grand total of 6 or 7 teams this year, everybody is fully healthy and in the hunt for a lot of good playoff spots this year. So you think about 25 teams out of the NHL possibly being in the hunt down into the month of March. That's pretty exciting. I think good competitive balance this season overall. I know San Jose and Chicago and Anaheim are pretty laughing stocks, but even the bad teams in the East are actually pretty good points-wise comparatively. So excited to see what happens here down the stretch, friends, but we'll see what happens. We'll go to the chat here for a brief moment. Patrick, you wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Chris Knobloch pulls the goalie to start the 3rd period. Yeah, I look back to that Anaheim or that LA Kings game, and I'm asking what the heck was happening in that one, man. That was some stupidity, I must say. Again, it's just seems stupid. Maybe there was an actual game plan to it, and I don't have the full explanation on that, but just baffled my mind. Again, our coach has been pretty good. If that's what I'm questioning him about, one loss in a weird situation, we're off to a pretty good start. 778 winning percentage, so I'll take that. But hey, end of the day, some of the biggest gambles have the biggest payoffs. Stupid part about gambling, I'll tell you that much. As we go here, friends, Simple, good evening you as well, missed you earlier on there. As the Bolts continue to beat up on a team, and obviously the Oilers getting beat up on. So see where that all leads us to. It's domination for St. Louis so far. And not necessarily pure domination, but I mean, St. Louis has dominated our top line, and that is why the Oilers are losing this hockey game. Simply put, the Oilers are losing this hockey game because the top line has been unable to defend in our own ends. So what you do from that, I don't know. But it is where we are at right now. For the Oilers, a tough second period, but I still stand by it. Friends, I say Connor McDavid scores the next goal for the Oilers. I like our chances. Connor McDavid doesn't score the next goal for the Oilers. If we even get a next goal, I don't like our chances. So stay tuned. That is my one pitch to you. I would say if Connor McDavid scores that next goal, and it's early in the third period, we have a pretty good chance to do things here in this one. As we'll see what ends up happening in this one. And Simple, I don't know if you know the full rules. We kind of try to keep the politics thing straight out of here. That's what's made this thing so good in this chat over the course of the years, is we just keep the politics straight up on out of here. I know we're talking about Abe Lincoln, but again, if we're talking about Abe Lincoln, I really don't care, because that is so far in the past, and it really doesn't affect much in the year 24. So there we go. As the Oilers are a playoff team for sure. Yeah, that's 100%. Friends, we're panicked about we're panicked about nothing here in this one, because the Oilers are well positioned. I mean, we're at 63 points on the season. 33 points is going to get us to the playoffs. We're fine and dandy, nothing to worry about. We've got this is game 50 of the year, so we got 32 games to win essentially 15 or 16. Yeah, I like our chances. I really like our chances, right? 500 hockey the rest of the way home. But what I would tell you, simply put, is we'd like to win 600, 700% of our hockey games, not that simple-minded 500 stuff. That's not good. That's not good. 500, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through the painstakingness of that. I want to go 600, 700 into the trade deadline, win like 3 games coming out of the trade deadline, know where we stand, and go on for a cup run. So we're good here. Teresa Myers, Kim Gay of Edmonton, Alberta have won lots of Save on Foods money. 50,000 more rewards points. That's a lot of money, friends. And 200 Save on Food dollar gift card. We like that as well. And BOG, yeah, you know what? St. Louis, they've come in, like I said, domination on their part. Not full domination, like they haven't killed the Oilers terribly in this hockey game, other than absolutely outworking our top line. I will give them full marks for the hockey game, but I will give them extra credit for what they've done against Connor McDavid's line tonight. Whatever time Connor McDavid's been on the ice, he's had some chances. The power play's scored, but it has looked disastrous. I guess his line scored 2 earlier, but it's looked disastrous in our own end tonight. So we'll see what happens here. But Russ, again, I'm never going to give betting advice. And I'm glad you've already placed your bet before I give you betting advice. But that points back to my question, friends. Connor McDavid scores a goal here tonight in this third period to open the scoring in the third period. we're going to win this hockey game. I have a pretty good feeling. But again, I get those feelings every once in a while, and about 3/4 of the time they're wrong, right? You look back, my best success was when we were down, 3 or whatever against LA in that playoff game last year, and we came roaring back to win that hockey game. I just knew. Could not tune out, could not give up, could not go, and the Oilers rewarded us with one of the most fun games we had in those playoffs that time off. So, looking forward to it. Also, I get very intimidated looking at myself talk very passionately on camera here with the goatee going. I gotta tame this thing down. Gotta trim it up a little bit here. Been letting it get wild. I was thinking about letting it buck until the trade deadline and then letting the playoff beard come in at the same time, but we're going to see how long I'm allowed to go on the counter looking like this at work. This is some highlights here in Detroit, winning faceoffs and scoring goals against us. Yep, that's the power play goal they scored. Crashed in the net, so you like to see it. But this team gets 2 goals down with 30 minutes to play, and half the fans want everyone fired. That's us, Ace. That's us for sure. And that's what I love about Oilers fans. We are so volatile at times. Myself included. You friends, you literally watched me yell about the Oilers in a giant human squirrel suit, right? I mean, I still got this sitting over here just in case of emergency at any given point throughout the season. But at the end of the day, we're very much so right to the edge all the time as Oilers fans. They gave us a lot of reasons during the decade of darkness, and it's going to take a lot to financially recover from that. But glad that I can at least show off the squirrel at least once during the game. You know, you guys know how much that was a good kick out of the start of the season, so we'll see what happens here down the stretch. But as we keep going here, friends, Greg, I think I could agree with you. I mean, we always default to Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman. Give them some speed, right? I don't know, McDavid, Holloway, and McLeod, jumble it up. If you're going to jumble it up at this point as an Oilers head coach, just throw it at the wall. Don't even mind the blender. Just throw 1, 2, 3 at the wall and see what happens. I'm good with it all. So we'll see what happens here tonight. But the Oilers in store for what should be a good finish to this hockey game. There'll be guys on the ice mulling around. Pre-All-Star break for Connor McDavid is always a slower pace than the back half of the year. Post All-Star break, friends, think about this one. In Art Ross winning seasons, he cranks it up. So let's see where we go here, friends. As we'll go check the watch time one more time. We're up over 500, which means, or 5 minutes, which means we're up to 206 hours. Got a good chance to finish at 3 by the end of the night. Here we go, friends. Let's get this job done. We're just about to get this underway, and then we should be good to go for a pretty good hockey game tonight, as we got a good finish hopefully coming up. Like, that's all I can hope for, right? That's really all you can wish for, all you can hope for down the stretch. And the big part here tonight too is that the easiest part of all things was done earlier today by just simply getting home on time. Let's finish it up, right? We know what the story is, start to finish. Jen? We finished? Cooked? I don't know. Stuart Skinner is going to rock out the rest of this hockey game unless we give up another goal. As we're going to see Derek Ryan's line start at center ice alongside Warren Foegele and Dylan Holloway. So we've gone old meets mid meets young. So we'll see where this Oilers team wants to take it the rest of the way home. The referee to center ice. The puck down for the third period of play as Derek Ryan scrambles it up. Dylan Holloway scored a big goal in Detroit to break that game wide open. Maybe Holloway's the man to do it. But let's go here as Dylan Holloway across the line fires the shot. Up drifts to the far side corner as that's now Warren Foegele chipping it back to the near side. Nice cut by Derek Ryan. And I think it was Derek Ryan last year against St. Louis, actually, who had a beautiful cut for a goal, or maybe 2 years ago. I remember just Derek Ryan scoring a beauty of a goal, and it was against St. Louis, as Torrey Krug gets this one back to the blue line and out into the neutral zone as it's flipped up, and there's a hand pass by the Oilers just 37 seconds into this third period. Ekholm gets a hand tap for doing a good job out there on that shift. Obviously, the hand pass involved as well to keep the play right where it was, and now we get set up for this top line face-off here. So this one will go McDavid, Thomas, near side as it's picked up by Nurse to the far side over to Ceci. Ceci fires up along the far side boards, tipped in by McDavid. He's out skating for that puck. Like I said, remember, McDavid scores a goal here. We're in business, but that one down low for McLeod, who's out there with McDavid and Draisaitl. Okay, all right, Greg, we're in business, bud. We got this one going now as this is going to come back to the blue line. The Oilers, Ceci over to Nurse. Nurse playing back to the blue line. The shot fired by Ceci just rainbowed into his glove. I mean, that was one of those touchdown on the other side into the Jordan Binnington glove. 18:55 to go. The Oilers top line, I guess, got a good shot on net. Got a good couple of chances in the offensive zone. Good look there, I believe, for Draisaitl a moment ago. And we'll have the face-off for McDavid, who gets it back to the point. Ceci rips another shot, bounces down low. Puck goes to the far side glass. Still, the Oilers bouncing on this puck heavy. Draisaitl is going to lumber back into the Oilers' end alongside Darnell Nurse to set up the attack one more time here. The D pair needs to change. The forwards can probably remain out for one more little bit of a shift, and that looks like the Oilers are going to get top line Ryan Nugent Hopkins on the line to get the second line over the boards. 18:26 to go. Both teams wholesale the line changes here as they just take the time in the game to make them happen. And this one comes back to the near side boards just outside of the Oilers zone. Batted off the glass by the Oilers out to Jake Neighbors, who flips back in. Just a nice little loft down to Brett Kulak in behind the Oilers net. 18:08 to go. Nugent Hopkins far side pass over to Desharnais. He needs to walk across that blue line and wire a puck, to be honest with you, as he reverses back to Hyman. The spin, and it is off the pads of Binnington, who makes another solid save. His 28th of the game. Shot fired into traffic, and Kane's mixing it up out there. You remember Corey Perry is now out of the box following his fight, as you like to see it, as this one goes here for a face-off in the St. Louis Blues zone. So we'll just not really a fan of the usage of that. I get where we're going, but Oilers just need to score a goal there, Jen. We'll get a goal and we'll get it going here. 17:50 to go in this third period. 31:23 to go. Nugent Hopkins going to rock and roll against Sundqvist, who was hurt earlier. So see where we go as we'll watch the Oilers and Mr. Evander Kane draw into the face-off dot. He sees that one lost back, and a chance now for Nugent Hopkins to turn that puck to Hyman. The shot save made on Kane as he's whacking away trying to free up that puck. Nuge was battling in front. Hyman fires a shot up over top of the shoulder of Binnington wide of the net. And now Kane battling alongside the near side boards, and a good battle won for the Oilers as Hyman to the far side over to Desharnais, takes a whack, kept in by Hyman, shot down low, comes off the end boards to Nugent Hopkins with 17:20 to go in this third period of play. Shot fired to the middle of the ice. The Blues will fire it down low into the Oilers' end, and Brett Kulak will pick that puck up immediately on the non-icing call. So here we go. The Oilers hustling out there, doing some work in this first 3 minutes of the third period so far, and kind of starting to turn the tide against the Blues, you could say, as the puck comes back to the blue line. Nice play by the Oilers, but the defense had retreated to ward off the extra man attack for the Blues, and now a pass to the middle, chance on net, but Ekholm swallowed that play up, no issue. Parayko at the blue line, though, regains the puck, bounces right in front. Skinner sees it batted up and over top of the net and out of play. So the Oilers now just firing pucks on net again to start this third period, and you got to hope that that translates to goal scoring here late in this hockey game. The Oilers desperately needed to, as that puck was whacked right up and out of play, and I believe by Bouchard off a deflection, so we should have a face-off in the Oilers zone. 16:36 to go here in this third period of play. Face-off down, McDavid wins it back to Ekholm. He'll lift right into the center ice area. It hops onto the tape of McDavid, batted away immediately, and here come the Blues the other way. Kyrou across the line fires the shot off the blocker of Skinner. Awkward save, but it counts, and now McDavid looking for this puck. There's a broken twig somewhere on the ice. Somebody has a piece of their twig flying around on the near side, and that's going to be picked up by Draisaitl now as he will load to make the play, and play it right ahead onto the tape of McLeod, cutting and darting through traffic. He tries to take the body. Again, tied up there with Nick Leddy. Couldn't get through, and this one comes back all the way into the zone for Kyrou, who was busting across the blue line. Just kind of tripped up on the blue line. And this one will come now for Draisaitl. Couldn't do it there, and this one will be fired back in down low to Darnell Nurse, and it's Derek Ryan on the ice as he will fire it back into the zone, and 15:37 to go here in this third period of play. Fired up into the air by the Blues. A perfect bounce. How do you buy that bounce? I mean, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. What a land for the St. Louis Blues. Back to the point. The shots firing. Save made. Shatters the stick of Sundqvist, who's having a bad night at the office. I mean, that guy's having a tough one. And we're going to have a stoppage in play here for the time being with 15:16 to go in this third period of play. Yeah, for the Oilers, they just need to figure this out here. And like I said, a Connor McDavid goal changes everything. They can find a way to get him one tonight here in this third period of play, friends. And as we close in, we're just about to that total here, as Cody Ceci actually snapped the stick of Sundqvist as he just came down hard on it, snapped it with a slash, and that will pretty much probably, if the Blues score, and especially if the Oilers don't score shorthanded or don't get a clean kill, probably kill off the rest of the time this hockey game has to turn around for the Oilers tonight. So as this one comes now for Kulak, he's looking to make this play. Instead it comes back to the blue line for old nemesis Torrey Krug at the blue line there. Thomas to the slot, looking for the pass back to Thomas. Stuart Skinner's skating around. I mean, Stuart Skinner's sliding on ice almost out there. Like, he just can't find his feet. As here's now Thomas bearing down. Block shot by Kulak. Tapped in front. Reloaded shot. Skinner tight on the save with 28 seconds to go in this, or 28 seconds gone in this period. It's first power play. I've been fighting it all night, I will tell you that much. Just been struggling, as that is back to the center of the ice, and a good shot loaded up, a good, even better save for Stuart Skinner, who's wearing a 5-goal hit. And I think this, Ace, to your point about Calvin Pickard starting the next game, I think that would explain why Stuart Skinner is still in the net here for the Edmonton Oilers in this hockey game, is they want to make sure Pickard's fresh as possible for that hockey game coming up soon, as Bouchard will pick up the puck. Here we go down the ice. Bouchard, no, Brown's going to try and do something here, as this one will come all the way now for Kyrou, who's going to pick up the puck on the good penalty killing from Connor Brown. I guess that's all you can ask. And Connor Brown turns over a puck, but he's offside. He's offside as usual. 14:13 to go in this third period of play. 57 seconds to go. And yeah, tough go here, as the Oilers need to find a shorthanded goal. And Jack, you have Alberta Clipper clipping Southern Ontario. That's a tough go. As the shot for Warren Fogle fired up over top of the glove of Jordan Binnington. This will now allow Parayko to bust back the other way. 14:02 to go in this third period. Puck played to the far side. Cut down there by Vinny Desharnais. Puck played all the way to Jordan Binnington with 37 seconds to go here in this one. So we'll see if the Oilers can find a way to do this job, as they got just 30 seconds to go. As lone welcome in, and worst game this year, I would not say that. That 8-1 loss to start the year against the Vancouver Canucks, that is the worst game of the year, and that will forever be the worst game of the year this season. 13.5 to go in the third period. 10 seconds on the power play. Shen near side boards, and what do we got going on here? Got a stoppage in play. As with 8 seconds to go, the whistle's blowing to stop play dead. Desharnais skating over to the bench saying something, and he's going to the box. Is that what's happening here? Desharnais is going to join Cody Ceci in the box here. 2 penalty killing defensemen, and Desharnais is not impressed with the officials in this hockey game. And the Oilers, quite honestly, cost themselves this hockey game. At that point, I mean, like I said, I love what Dolynny did on that cross check there, and I still don't. He gets a hold there for shoving, and Sundqvist holding his arm. But tough go. Like I said, when it's just not going your way, it's just not going your way, and Dolynny gets some kind of elbowing penalty out of that. Yeah, no, that's whatever, man. I don't know what to say at that point. Unsportsmanlike conduct for Dolynny. So he's so Dolynny's actually deemed with an unsportsmanlike. Okay, I understand that. I get where he's coming from on that one. Cece's out of the box, rushing into the play. 3 defensemen on the ice here for the Oilers. Cece playing high slot as he boxes it up in front of the net as they try to ward off Robert Thomas, who's made some good passes tonight. Back to the blue line for Buchnevich. Far side for the Blues, and Neighbors has been a problem in front of the net. He's getting left all alone up there right now by Ekholm. Far side tap in, fully available if the Blues want it. Ekholm has a defended shot, rebound. Neighbors looking for his 4th point of the night. Not going to get it on that opportunity with 12:40 to go in this third period. It's a 4-minute double minor against Vinny Dolynny. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, whatever. Shot blocked, and friends, this game's over, right? I mean, I've seen crazy things happen, but this game is, I can tell you, as much as we are concerned, over. Unless Darnell Nurse, coming back the other way, finds a way to score a goal here on this rush. I mean, we've said that a couple times this third period. 12 minutes to go, and the power play will be over for St. Louis as long as they don't score with about 9 minutes remaining in this hockey game. Again, for the Oilers, anything's possible with 9 minutes remaining. We've seen it happen several times over my time doing this YouTube thing. So, again, my concern level, as always, is a little less than it should be, but St. Louis is either going to win this game handily by 3 or more. But, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's likely the Blues either win or the Oilers tie the hockey game. That's really the only 2 outcomes here tonight. As, yeah, we continue to see Dolynny in the box for the next 2:13. Here's Dolynny as they're trying to call him for that elbow. As he literally just leaned into the man and, like, oh, there it is. Okay, I guess on that second replay, they showed Dolynny got his elbow up on the second man in the battle's head. I guess that's what maybe the power play is for the elbowing. Again, kind of a soft call, just leaned on him. Didn't nefariously put the elbow through the glass, but whatever. With less than 2 minutes remain on the St. Louis Blues power play, however, so they had a 2-man, and then obviously 4 straight minutes of power play, it would seem, as this puck to the far side. $1:44 to go, teeing up the one-timer for Shen, doesn't end up coming to fruition. And now McLeod's rolling along in that near side corner alongside Kulak. The Oilers' penalty kill has gotten a lot of minutes, so that should mean the top guns are ready to go down the stretch if we are indeed only down 3 as Skinner makes an incredible save. I mean, Stuart Skinner has had a tough night, but to have that kind of save in the jar at the end when it might count for what allows you to get back into this game if Connor McDavid scores that next goal, hey, what do you say? So 10:35 to go here in this third period of play. 1:10 to go. Kyrou right on net, and I don't know if that's a save made for Skinner, but that's a heck of a miss there from Kyrou on the breakaway, gunning right down the middle of the Oilers zone. And the Blues just continue to run the Oilers around tonight. That's really all there is to be said so far through 2.5 periods of this hockey game. Janmark separates man from Connor Brown. This would be a good time for your first goal as an Edmonton Oiler, as this one comes back to the point, picked up by Buchnevich. It's going to come near side now for Jake Neighbors as they finish off this power play. Do the St. Louis Blues back to the point with 30 seconds remaining here on the man advantage. Back to the point again one more time. Near side pass to Thomas. Top unit gets another good look here. Pass to the middle goes up off a body. This is a heck of a penalty kill if it comes to fruition in the next 12 seconds for the Edmonton Oilers. Way to stick with it. Connor Brown gets a nice turnover, but everybody on the ice is just Ready for a nap, same as me, right? It's been a tough night. It's 8:21. We got no time remaining on the power play for the Blues, so we got 9 minutes to win this, or at least tie it and send it to overtime. Connor McDavid immediately on the ice. You know what that usually spells is Draisaitl picks up the puck. Puck played now to McDavid. McDavid gunning through the zone is going to fire a shot long range on to Binnington. Down low, Perry plays it to Draisaitl. Oilers getting different looks, different combos. Shot from Bouchard, played in front, save made by Binnington. And here's now a chance for Draisaitl to pick this puck up along the boards, reverse down. Perry initiates contact, gets the puck again, plays it off to McDavid. The Oilers are rolling here as this one comes back to the blue line. The shot in front. Perry scores! Corey Perry does the job as the top line, I guess you could say, a Draisaitl and McDavid roll the Blues around the zone, and Corey Perry scores a timely one for the Edmonton Oilers. That's a big one for your first goal as an Edmonton Oiler for Corey Perry. What a play there from the Edmonton Oilers to make that sequence happen as Brett Kulak fires it off a stick and Perry in front able to fire it through. Again, if Connor McDavid scores the 5-4 goal, 5-5 goal, we might just win this one. And friends, this is where I knew sticking with it, despite giving up the 5-2 goal, the Oilers aren't done yet. 8:46 to go. Corey Perry's just brought us back to within 2 in this hockey game. And as long as we get this down to 1 without pulling the net, we're going to see this one get interesting down the line. As 8:37 to go, as this one's going to fire up off a hand. The Oilers have got this rolling. As this is going to be Nugent Hopkins to the far side. And it's going to be batted into the St. Louis bench. But Corey Perry finds the back of the net. And I mean, it might mean nothing at the end of the day, but you like to see a depth scorer score a goal. And Corey Perry's that guy tonight from Brett Kulak. And who else? Connor McDavid has 9 assists on the Oilers' last 11 goals. That's silliness, friends. But Liz, and as you're saying too, Scott, the Oilers, it's their time to explode. Yeah, I guess that's the big thing here is get back to working the offense. Binnington shut us down, but we've now cracked him for 3. So why not go out there and see what we can do late in this hockey game with just over 8 minutes remaining, friends. As I also say, we've got just about that 250 mark. We're at 244 tonight, so we are just about done here on the watch time goal as per usual. It's never in doubt nowadays. You guys treat me way too good for it to ever be in doubt, I'll tell you that much. But the Edmonton Oilers need to treat us a little better to end this hockey game, and I mean that by winning a hockey game here tonight against the St. Louis Blues. Finish it off strong, and then we should be good to go. So I'll tell you right now, as things come to midway in February, it's been a good start to the year here on the channel. I mean, we hit 15,000 subscribers. You guys are doing fantastic work, obviously hanging out with me and keeping me entertained during these Oilers games. So I'm glad for that and appreciative of that. And what I will tell you as well, definitely search up tonight after we finish up tonight's hockey game. Go over, subscribe to Cold Lake Ice TV. Because friends, if you're new to this whole play-by-play thing here just this season, what you'd kind of missed is I kind of have a little special weekend in March, usually the past 3 years, where I go call some hockey up in Cold Lake for a provincial tournament. This year we're doing U15 Tier 1 female, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in terms of calling that one in a production standpoint, alongside Patrick from the Oilers Fanatic and Carter Simpson, the voice of the Cold Lake Ice nowadays. So very excited to see where we go with the production on that one, and definitely want to have you aboard for that as well. The promos and stuff will be out in force a little later in the month here and as we transition to March. So puck down low for the Oilers. Connor McDavid back on the ice alongside Corey Perry. Down low, Perry firing a puck towards the net. Never got it through due to Thomas interfering with his stick, and now Perry back with the shot from the point, going over to Connor McDavid, loading up is Ekholm, trying to find the low blocker side, and then almost burnt for an odd man chance. Back the other way for Kyrou, couldn't get it through, and here's Bouchard. He'll get going down low to Leon Draisaitl. 7:47 to go in the third period. Left there now for McDavid. McDavid spins around and he'll get going in the middle of the ice. There's a shot for Hyman. Off a body and up and out of play with 7:38 to go. Ooh. You like to see it. So we'll see what happens right now, friends. Is 7:38 to go in this third period. And the Oilers got to get things going. And Scott, the nice part about the Oilers tonight, like, the defense has been bad, but the offense has at least hung in there. That's why I would say cause for optimism. The offense has hung in. So this one down low for the near side corner for Hyman. He's going to roll out of the corner. I mean, I'm just hanging in by a thread. I've had a weird night. 7:22 to go. Sundqvist across the Oilers' blue line. Baffles Hyman defensively, and this one comes low behind the net where Sundqvist again picks it up. He's a big body. I mean, I would take Oscar Sundqvist if St. Louis is selling at the deadline. I'll tell you that much. Now down low for Darnell Nurse with 7 minutes to go. The Oilers have to find a depth goal again, and then maybe leave it up to Connor to clutch up and score the tire. I don't know. I would say that much for sure, as this one comes back to the point. No, that's going to go over to Nugent Hopkins on the wall, and he passes it to the front. Kane initiates contact, but taken down. He looks a little disgruntled in the behind the net area, as he seems a little shaken up. Maybe there is that one just kind of didn't sit so pretty on maybe some previous injuries. As Fogel's coming back the other way, Kane's still on the ice, so maybe a good sign. This one comes down for Binnington, and across to the far side, Ryan McLeod will come up with this puck to the near side for Fogel. Fogel skates into it, fires a shot into traffic. Not that there was much, but enough. And the Oilers are trying to tip a puck from the blue line, and another one hits a player in the head for the Blues. And the Oilers' third line all of a sudden has St. Louis hemmed in here, and it was just a bad bounce that Kulak couldn't handle, or he could have had a good look at the puck there, as Kulak will come back down low. 5:54 to go here in this third period, as it comes right in front. Shot fired, and Brown chips it off the crossbar of the post, and then a glove save off of Kulak by Binnington. And I mean, Binnington's had a night. This is one again where I will definitely tip my cap. The shot from Brown doesn't get through. 5:36 to go here in this third period of play, and Oscar Sundqvist will roll down low, and Ekholm rides him hard into the boards, kind of drove his head in there. I'm surprised that's not a penalty given how this game's gone. 5:24 to go. The Oilers getting into that desperate time. Holloway just buried a man, and all of a sudden Sundqvist has taken some abuse down low, and that will do it for this hockey game against the Blues, as the Oilers have taken a penalty here for putting up too much of a fight against St. Louis defensively. So Sundqvist doing a lot of things right for the Blues tonight, I guess you could say. And Brown chipped that up off the corner bar. Brown was that close from potting his first goal as an Edmonton Oiler. Just couldn't bite the right side of the corner. I mean, you have to do something wrong to bite the wrong side of the corner. Holloway gets nailed with another cross-check. He's not impressed. He's pretty upset with that, to be honest with you, in the box there. And with 5:11 to go in this third period, the Oilers are going to the... I mean, honestly, Kulak tripped the man. Holloway was leaning on him, but not cross-checking him. And we will go to a TV timeout. And friends, that is where I can officially tell you, all said, all done, all in. The Edmonton Oilers and St. Louis Blues will finish up 5 or 6-3. And for us here on the stream tonight, we're going to finish up north of 255 hours watched on the stream. Bing, bang, boom, just like that. We are up over 250, so thank you again for hanging out with me in what's been a tough game to watch. Now the only question is, with the last 5 minutes, can we reach up over 3,300 views, somewhere in there, and keep what's been a good streak alive here on the live streams the past few weeks, friends. I'm a little baffled. This is the effort we get from the Oilers tonight defensively, given that they know they need to be clamping down here recently. But yes, at the end of the day, can't complain too much. One loss is one loss, and don't go overboard on it. But Edmonton Sports Talk is going to be live from Hudson's, Canada today on White. It's for the Oilers Oil Stream pregame show. Like to see that. And there you go. Somebody talking about seeing Gene Principe at Sobeys at the till, but I left him alone. friends, that is my story. The first time I saw Gene Principe in person, I actually saw him at the till at Sobeys buying groceries, and I'm like, that is a big man. I'm going to leave him alone and let him do his own thing. And of course, that was when I had just moved to Edmonton, so like this is a big, shiny thing for me to see as a celebrity in my city I'm living in. But that's a good little story to distract us from what's been a tough finish here. 5 minutes to go. The Blues penalty kill, or power play, sorry, on the attack as they're in behind their own net right now. They can take all the time in the world to bleed down the clock. The Oilers have to be aggressive here, but it's just not going to happen tonight. All I can hope for now is a couple more good games leading into next Friday, and then bing bang boom, we get into a big game against the Minnesota Wild next Friday as Tyson gets to leave work halfway through Friday. I have to start at 7 a.m. That's going to be a long day. 7 a.m. I start work, 7 p.m. the puck drops at Rogers Place. Crazy 12 hours. 4:39, and I got to work an 8-hour shift in there. That seems crooked. I guess not an 8-hour shift, I guess 5-hour shift. But back the other way, here's Ekholm on side. The Oilers cooking something here. Brown can't buy a goal. Oh my goodness, what are we doing here? And here's Neighbors in on net as this one's blocked off by Bouchard. Simple play here now for Ekholm to the far side. This one will be picked up. 4:13 to go in this third period. 1 minute to go here in this first period, or power play, sorry. As we will see the Oilers pick it off again and go back the other way. Bouchard across the line. He's trying to drag to the middle. He's going to do it. Picked up now by Foegele. The shot drift. And Brown just can't tip it in front there that time either. So, tough go there. And Greg, I was just saying that, right? I think Sundqvist would be a beautiful ad for the Oilers at the deadline if the Blues chose to sell. This has drifted across the blue line and pass right to the middle. McLeod cut it off. Thankfully, McLeod cut it off. Here's now Foegele trying to pick it up the other way. Can't do it. Tipping across the blue line. And this is just moot point at this point. Offside at the blue line. So Connor Brown just cannot, will not buy a goal this season. As what a play there from Ekholm to get that right onto his tape. And Brown just couldn't get the puck down low enough. Scott, the Oilers have lost 3 of their last 5 games. Here's what I'll say to that. And this is to anybody worrying about the Oilers losing one, winning one. The Oilers literally have to win 500, right? 500 points, right? I guess 500, go 500 is what I'm trying to say. 50% of the points available the rest of the way home the Oilers have to capture to make the playoffs. So it's nothing major. The Oilers, as long as they play mediocre hockey the rest of the way home, will make the playoffs thanks to that 8-game and 16-game win streak. So thankfully, we're back to not having to worry too much. And at whatever point the Oilers choose to get hot again, we're all going to be pretty excited because if they win 4 games in a row, that's going to change everything here. Down 2 goals, though, with 2:58 to go in this third period. The Blues will fire the puck towards the empty net. It is 6-3, and that will do it here, friends, with 2:53 to go in this third period. And there you have it. The St. Louis Blues will win this one pretty convincingly, I think, against the Oilers, who just failed to show up defensively all game. The offense showed up enough to make it interesting, but the Oilers didn't have enough of an interest to win this hockey game defensively. And there you have it. That's the way it finishes up here, friends, tonight. The St. Louis Blues will take home. You see me, I'm just picking my nails pretty much here. That's how entertaining this third period's been from an Edmonton Oilers perspective. Pretty tough to watch all told as the Blues fire it from their own zone and score an empty net goal. So it is what it is. But friends, that'll do it pretty much, right? 2:41 to go. The only reason to watch now is Corey Perry to hit somebody hard. And it looks like there might be a fight in behind the play here. As the Oilers are rushing up the ice alongside the Blues. Those guys are going to get back into it. Saad gets his 14th goal of the season. And it's unassisted as Janmark in the 4th line is going to see something shot fired towards the net. And Desharnais will see this one sealed off on the boards, but past him nonetheless. And this goes in behind for 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this hockey game. Yeah, you know what? For the Oilers offense, 39 shots on goal, Liz, 3 goals. That's still a good enough effort to win you hockey games some nights in the NHL. So It is what it is, but $1:53 to go here in this third period of play. The third line is doing what it's doing. And this will come to the near side with $1:45 to go in this third period. The shot down low to Stuart Skinner, who gives up 5. He turns over the puck nearly in behind the net, but avoids disaster fully. And here's now Hollywood Holloway across the blue line. He's been fighting it again tonight, but obviously had that good effort against Detroit, so we'll shake it off. Here's CC, the shot fired, blocked in front, and now mixing it up in front of the net is Evander Kane. But I mean, here's one of those games where I expect the Oilers will go quietly into good night, as Bob Stauffer liked to say after that LA Kings game last weekend. So friends, a tough go for the Oilers tonight, but hey, what do you do? We'll see what happens yeah, we're rolling along here, friends. A big game for the St. Louis Blues, especially in the goaltending department too. That was their big stand-up performance there for Jordan Binnington, who ends up with 912, 915 save percentage all told in this hockey game, finishing up with 3 goals on 42 shots is probably what the Oilers will muster up here at the end. Kane's throwing a hit against one of the St. Louis defenders, not really mixing up too much. Nugent Hopkins out there with Kane and Perry, so the Oilers kind of have the enforcer forwards on the ice, if you would. Nugent Hopkins is known to throw knuckles, right, Jack? With 45 seconds to go, though, everybody seals off. It is a finished up game. Blues fans are saluting their team tonight, and I'm just going to be glad to stop saying words today. My mouth has not been working very well at all. And Brown's back on the ice here to give us one more chance at nothing. Here to go into a quiet good night with 30 seconds remaining in this hockey game, friends. The Oilers, a tough one, a 6-3 loss to the St. Louis Blues. As we got a face-off at center ice, scrambled up, 25 seconds to go. And this will come down to Bouchard one more time. He'll rim it around the boards, far side. And realistically, here it is. Derek Ryan across the line, and 12 seconds to go. That will wind it up here as the shots drifted towards Binnington. The Blues lift out to center ice. And my friends, the pain is over. The Oilers lose 6-3 to the St. Louis Blues. Just never got out of second gear, did the Oilers. Defensively especially. It's enough to lose tonight against the St. Louis Blues. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening, friends. Appreciate you being along for the ride. It's been an interesting game, that's for sure. But right now, as we cap this one off, friends, just to give you the idea of how this one finishes all told, 279 hours on the stream. So thank you for hanging out with me. The Sharks are beating the Flames 3-1. That's a big pointed up there, Daniel. But if you're new to the channel, I would encourage you right now on your way out to hit that subscribe button, friends. Not that there was really much substance to subscribe for this evening. Other than that, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Normally we do the post-game show live, but I don't even know if I'm doing a post-game show tonight, quite honestly. I want to go get the heat bag on the spot where the cat nailed me there right before the game. Kind of loosen that up, get a shower in me, and get on to Friday at work as we go party. Friday after work. It's going to be a good time, friends. Big day tomorrow. Obviously, a new adventure starts, and we will talk to you as we get the weekend geared up tomorrow post-work.